I don't know if I can dance the legs. Make that up. Put a hand on the knees. All right. All right. Oops. What was that? All right. Oh shoot. Rashida. Let me get some more people in here. I forgot to say my invites up.
Where your baby mama at?
I don't know. I didn't even see her profile. I was trying to send an invite. I don't know. You tell me. Ain't y'all best friends?
Mm-mm.
See something real quick. How you feeling, man?
Good. You,
You
you
been
been on here
staying out
longer
of
than me.
trouble, man?
I have not, but I've been
Dang.
balancing trouble and other things.
Okay. My boy BK in here. There's somebody else. Oh, DJ Club. Okay, let me send them invites. Get this back started. I have to reset my live because it was such a good message. I want to make sure that makes it on YouTube.
Oh, for real? You be recording?
This stuff, it automatically record on TikTok, so I download the whole video and put it on YouTube.
Nice, nice, nice.
That's why I be so big on like if people trying to watch people language and stuff on here because if they get banana, then I'll lose the whole entire video because they be like community
Oh,
guidelines. I'm like, dang, I lost that whole good
dang.
video.
Has that ever happened to you before?
Huh?
Has that ever happened to you before?
Yes, that just happened to me yesterday. I'm sick.
Mm.
Or day before yesterday, yeah, that happened to me a few times. That's why I'm like, that's why I be always on people the way people talking and stuff. Like, say banana, say
Oh,
unalive.
wow. Oh,
Yep,
wow. That's
yep.
messed up.
You been in the what's the rooms you been in so far today? I know you be in like the traditional rooms, like I be in and stuff. Be trying to hear what people talking about and stuff. Trying
Yeah,
to push the traditional marriages and stuff.
Alex and I don't know some of the other people, some of the other hosts.
hmm
I just know the people that's in
I know
there.
you know Pete and all them and Lower. That's all the
Oh
rooms I be
yeah,
in.
yeah. They keep me busy during the week and tea time.
Right. They do. He
Yeah,
do be on though. He do be on them 12 hours, boy. He ain't playing no games, but he getting his results.
yep.
Shoot, I got a job. I can't do that. I just get on when I can, do my little 3 hours and off. That's all. The longest I could be is on a weekend. That's how y'all be seeing me all on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How you feel about the topic though?
Let me see if I can read it. What gives you the authority to give someone a compliment? What? What the
So
hell?
before you answer it, I'm trying to. I mean, I did it like that because somebody at one point they told me who gives you the authority to make a judgment or give advice or constructive criticism. I'm like, but ain't that judgment when you compliment somebody? So I was being funny with that.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha.
Yep.
Is a compliment judgment?
Yes. It's most definitely judgment. You think somebody look cute, you look cute. Because it's no different from me saying you look ugly. It's the same exact thing.
Oh, so in the
Right.
opinion, in the opinion is judgment.
Yep. It's a judgment. Yeah, most definitely. Advice is a judgment. Actually, I got the definition. I can tell you what all it. Discernment is a form of judgment. Oh,
Now, is the definition and the context that we use it
yeah.
the same?
Perspective is a judgment. Wisdom is a form of judgment. Awareness.
So being a
Oh,
judgment is broad. I think it's risky to use the dictionary version if it's that broad.
huh?
I said being that it's so broad, I think it's risky to use the dictionary version for something so
But I
broad.
mean, wouldn't you say judgment would be like an agreement or a conclusion to something?
Mhm.
So you conclude to say, yo, she's beautiful or she's ugly. That's your conclusion. So you're making a
Right.
judgment.
It say the ability to make considered decision or come to a sensible conclusion. Yeah, that's the full definition of judgment.
Yeah. So yeah, it could cover any in any context. Once you know you come to the conclusion of whatever the scenario is.
Hmm.
How often is it that we use judgment just in everyday language as a positive?
Not the word, but you judge somebody by saying, "Ew,
Yeah.
what are you doing?" Or
Well,
just different ways you could
judging
do
when
it.
we feel like every cop is a bad cop, that's a judgment.
Yeah.
It's just like they
Um,
judge all black people and think they bad. You know what I'm saying? That's still a form of
that wasn't
judgment.
my question.
Huh?
I said that wasn't my question.
You said how
What's the
often
question?
we use it?
How often do we actually use that specific word positively
Judgment.
in
Uh,
everyday life?
they use it in a bad context most of the time. Why are you judging me? When somebody say something you don't like, that's when they use that.
Right.
Right. So if that's how we know it to be used, why would we switch to the dictionary version when we're talking to people that don't associate with that?
But you do it subconsciously, right?
What I
Yeah,
Like
mean,
for example,
that wasn't my point. Like for instance, the word manipulate. I think I was on another live and they were like manipulate could be positive. I'm like, well, why would you make it positive when you can just say influence? Why would you confuse people when you know the context in which we use it historically?
mhm.
Why jump back to the dictionary
Mm.
and confuse
Do you
people?
feel like do you feel like the word judgment is a bad thing?
I feel like if we're honest, we know that that's the context in which it's used 99% of the time. Yeah.
Your
but that doesn't make it true
your
though.
voice kind of low. I don't know
Oh,
that.
my voice is low.
Yeah, the mic or whatever you talking in is kind of sound weird.
That doesn't
What
make it
about now?
true.
I think we judge our friends. It's funny because it's just unintentional. The point is like it's bigger than just the word. It ain't the word. It's just that something we're not aware of we do. So we'll deem something that we basically be contradicting ourselves or we be hypocrites of what we talk about. Like we
I'm
tell
okay with
somebody
the
not to judge, but we judge ourselves. That'd be funny.
I'm okay with judging, but when we're having a conversation and we're lumping five other terms under judge, it confuses the conversation.
That's
Discernment,
fair.
all of that. Like, can we just stick to what we historically, just for conversation purposes, so that we know what we're talking about?
Yeah, yeah. And
But
that's
yeah,
why I made it broad because I had to let people know that that's what y'all. It's basically even if we saying that right, it make people look at stuff at a different from a different way. And I think the whole point of me making this topic is to let people know that we just let this word get to us, or we let this we feel like because it's negative that we don't judge a positive way either. You know what I'm saying? But
Right,
so it's like somebody putting a whole label on something that it ain't. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
right.
it's like I'm trying to think of a definition. I mean, addiction. I mean,
How we're on.
example.
for example, we're being judged right now. There's people in the audience judging us right now. You're judging me. I'm judging you. We're judging us. He's
And your friends you
judging us.
pick and stuff. You don't just go with everybody. You listen to what they say. If they smart, or if you feel they smart, or if you feel like they dumb. You know what I'm saying? That's still a form of judgment.
Or he's going
Um,
to be in this conversation or not. You're judging the situation. So it's just a
protection
Oh
natural
mechanism.
yeah,
thing that
I'm
we
all.
do.
Protection mechanism. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all for judging. I just wanted to clarify how we were using it in this conversation.
You said what?
I just wanted to clarify how we were using it for our conversational purposes, but I'm okay with the act of judging.
Okay.
You heard her?
Yeah.
I don't know what mic she using. It sounds so
No,
weird.
she said
It still
she's
sound bad.
comfortable with the act.
Huh?
I still sound bad.
I think she was saying she's comfortable with the act of judgment, just in this conversation context. But her phone is low.
Oh, let me turn maybe my volume was too low. That's what it was. I'm gonna say that then.
How I sound now?
There you go. There you go.
It wasn't
Ooh.
even me. You judging me? Oh my
Yeah,
god!
how about judge your sound? You wasn't
Yep.
loud enough, and my ear judged you before I did.
I was judging.
He's judging it with all that judgment. Come on, man. You can't judge the
But you
lady.
judging me, judging you though. That's the problem. You know
And
what I'm
did and
saying?
did.
People don't know. Ain't that something though? You know what I'm saying?
No, don't make me go get my girl and bring her up now.
I ain't worried about her, man. She owe me too much right now. You know that's why we ain't get
You need
along
a
and
break.
stuff, man.
You need a break.
But you were trying to make a judgment to see if you gonna bring her or something.
Mm-hmm.
So how you feel about this last one then? The other
What?
one. Why publicize something that you don't want judgment for?
Mm.
Huh. You're right about that. People do that all the time on this app, don't they? Oh my god. Oh
That'd
my
be wild.
god.
I just only want to hear the good things. Don't say nothing negative. All of a sudden they use this word, that's none of your business anyways. What the? It's online. How's it no longer
Right.
mine?
That's weird.
Oh, that's funny. People gotta
But
really listen. We gotta listen to ourselves, man. We be saying stuff, we run away with words and all this stuff, and not really understanding what we doing. That's one of our big problems.
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, let me
that's
not
why they
judge that
said
problem.
the English language one of the most hard. It's the hardest language to understand because there's so many
Man.
words in there that mean so many different things, and people don't understand the language that they actually speak. They said
Mhm.
the average people speak less than 8,000 words.
Mm.
Vocabulary is really low. Mine is
Oh
too.
my.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's what they said. Psychiatrist said we speak like
Mine
eight
is
thousand
too.
words.
I stay Googling. I don't have a big vocabulary.
Because if you think about it, if you go into the medical field, they speak a different language. If you go into finance, they speak a different language. If you go into real estate, they speak a different language. Like in various industries, it's like the languages changes, and the people you go around, the language change also. Even though we
That's
still speak English, but the language that we actually speak with each other is different.
Does the Bible tell us not to judge?
No. They
Said
read it
be
all wrong.
said be
And
what
it
is it?
do say righteous judgment. You gotta have a righteous judgment. And then I think King he explained that other part about the do not judge for you will be, but they said people don't read the full thing. I gotta read that myself too. But King explained why that was said on there though. But people will miss the whole entire part, and that's everybody's favorite part of the Bible. They will not believe the Bible. And then say, you shall not judge me. But where did that come from? Like, you gonna take that part out? That's be weird. It's just weird
Like,
to me,
don't
man.
worry about all that. Just say, don't judge me, so don't
Just right.
judge me.
Don't worry about it. Just don't judge me. Don't know where it came from, but don't do it. That'd be so funny, man. People, they make me laugh. That's why I love it, man. I love it. I love it. I love it, man. That's
That's
why
why
I
life.
always sit back and try to observe and listen, man.
That's why life's so exciting. I saw some people get so depressed. I'm like, life is exciting. If you really into to watch life for what it is, it's so
Hmm.
exciting, bro. Because people are so interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So here go another thing, because people be like, "We living in hell," right? I think I talked to somebody about that. We living in hell or something like that. I think that's just a perspective or your way of living, because it could be heaven for some people. You know, if they be able to work out, you know, depending on how they look at things. Like people actually in this world is enjoying every last moment they have, right? That's heaven to them, you know. But
Yep.
if we want to look at it as hell, that's the type of lifestyle you looking at it as. Because we can. It's all about perspective. It's the way you look at things. Just like we were saying that if you focus on the negative, you're gonna see all negative. If you focus on the positive, you're gonna see positive. But both of them is reality. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So if you feel like you live in hell, that's what you choose to live in. You know what I'm saying? That's what you choose to focus your energy on. But I choose to look at the good and the bad instead of looking at the
Yeah.
bad and the good.
Somebody told me yesterday, she was like, they were trying to say that because there's so many men, so few men and so many women, that the chances of me getting a man would be small. And I said, this might sound cocky, but I said, I don't swim in the same ocean as other women.
Power off.
So, oh, that was my Bluetooth. And I wasn't saying that to be cocky, but the type of man that I'm looking for it, he would definitely know. So I'm not looking for the average guy, and it's not based on money. And so
You
I
want
don't
to tell
even.
I
us?
don't think no woman look for an average guy.
You want to tell us what you're looking for?
They gotta get they either somebody on their level or above.
Oh, definitely above.
But them
But
basing it on money to me is average.
But we'll take a peasant. You know what I'm saying? Hey, baby, I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna pimp you. I'm gonna make you.
I
But then it don't work the opposite way.
still think it's an average guy if he makes six figures. I don't base average or not on money.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
People
so
Let
one
just
me
tell
not get
us.
recession.
my little feelings hurt. It's like,
So
People
tell
one
us.
recession away from being broke. That don't make you above average.
So
hmm.
tell us.
Oh, you
Tell us,
must
give
got a
us
high lifestyle. Oh my. Oh, it's the lights.
what
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 else?
you're looking for.
Action.
Do you want to know what I'm looking for?
Hollywood.
Yeah, I'm curious.
She need to play that in her background every time she come in this box.
What?
Oh,
I'm
it's
I'm lear-
the lights.
I'm learning.
I'm looking for a man of God,
Most definitely. That's the richest thing you could ever have,
a
though. It's
real
more
one,
than just the materialistic things.
and that doesn't mean
You
he's
can't buy.
perfect. It doesn't
Say
mean
it
he's
again.
perfect. It doesn't mean he's perfect. It means that he's striving to be all that God would have him to be.
Most definitely.
Okay. What else?
That eliminates 98%.
Really? Oh,
I
Yeah.
think everybody is what God trying to make them to be, man. I think God don't make mistakes. I think all this stuff is part of His plan. If we
Well,
I
don't
don't.
like
God,
it, if we like it or not, it's still part of the plan. Just like us, we feel like we might be mistakes, or we might not been plan babies, but this part of the plan we just didn't know it. Our
well,
human brains just didn't know.
the guys out here selling drugs are not in the part of God's plan that I'm interested in. So
Huh? Oops.
What
we
else?
You
can
don't
put it that
know.
way.
How would you know what God got planned for you?
I said I'm not interested. I'm not interested in the drug dealers right now.
Oh, you
So
said a
what
drug.
else?
It's gonna be a drug.
So
It's gonna be a dude that's gonna be so nice, and then he gonna give you the background. I used to be a drug dealer. Dang.
Mm-mm, it used to be a spine. You can't be a current drug dealer.
Oh, I feel you. Okay, I get you. Okay,
I'm not
dang.
going
I'm
to
trying to be
judge the
funny and twist
past.
some stuff,
I'm
but
not going to judge him.
see, there we
you
go. The
ain't
judge
gonna
again.
judge him.
And they're
I'm
gonna
not going
But
judge
to
him.
look,
judge him.
women don't judge men's past, though. You know what I'm saying? They worry about the future. Men judging. I'm making the man versus women again up in this way. You know what I'm saying? But we literally opposites. We literally opposites. That's the thing. I think I think that's what's messing us up. We think we are the same, and we all got our own abilities. And I mean, if we was the same, then we'd be over here getting pregnant too, if that was the case, right?
I wish I
But
could.
all of us got our own special our roles in life, and we got our own our different abilities. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could nurture as good as a woman, and it just don't work like that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't wish because that's just
I
creating.
was just trying to make it sound fair.
Yeah, I know. I know.
He was supposed to caught that, man.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I just trying to let it know, like, and I respect that too because that's the confusion. People want to do things that they're not supposed to do, and
Exactly.
then they get so not so happy because they're fighting a battle. That's why you're gonna fight uphill. You don't have to.
Exactly.
Like like a fish and a fucking monkey. Like a fish not gonna tell a monkey how to fucking swing on trees.
Oh, my God. If the fish is
But
gifted, he can.
Well,
he's
they'll
gifted to
never
swim
do it as
around in the
good as a
ocean.
monkey.
Yeah, but the monkey gonna swing around that
If a
motherfucker like
fish
it's
talk
nothing.
about, that'd be some scary stuff.
That's not a fish. That's a fish key.
He'd be over there climbing the thing with his fins.
And I'm running. If I see that
I,
thing, I'm running.
I think that one song messed the world up. Anything you can do. Y'all see that one commercial? I can do better. I can
That
do
sounds
anything
familiar.
better than you. No, you can't. Yes, I can. That makes sense. Then I bet you it was a feminist that came with that commercial too.
There you
If
go.
you can do it, I
Judging.
can do it. That's where that competitiveness comes from. And competition is what's
Oh, my
destroying us
God.
nowadays. We need to compete with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We keep competing with other people rather than ourselves. You trying to be better than yourself, not better than somebody else.
Okay, come
Have
on.
any of you guys heard of Edward Benet,
Yeah.
the guy that the propaganda guy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of this
So that, that
title.
a lot of the stuff that we learn is people's ideas that they push onto us that we just consume, and because we're born into it, we think that's what's true, but that's not true.
Okay,
That's so crazy.
I
I'm sorry.
think
Go
I have
ahead.
an example of that.
Hmm.
Okay. So, do y'all believe in feminine and masculine?
Yeah,
Absolutely, yes.
All right, tell me your idea of each.
They're the polar opposites.
most
Give me
definitely.
some of
So
the characteristics.
characteristics.
Uh,
So
Yeah.
I want to go.
Of
You
each.
go first,
aggressive
Hollis.
will be a masculine trait. Um, I would say victim is a more of a feminine trait. That's just a like a, a toxic type version or something like that. So of course,
I
so the
can't believe you
opposite
just
of
called us
opposite
toxic.
of victim will be aggressive. Uh, ambitious is a masculine trait. Uh,
Competitive.
competitive is a masculine trait.
Yep. Yep.
Uh,
So if I have all those
nurturing.
traits,
Assertive.
Yep.
if I have those traits, am I masculine?
What's that?
If I have those traits, am I masculine?
That's you just expression or displaying that masculine trait. That's all it is. That don't make you masculine. That to call somebody that, right? That's their perception of how they feel about you, but it don't mean that because somebody give you that title that you are. That's just how they feel. You know, somebody else you might not be considered masculine, but that's
So it's
how a
not
person
real.
look
It's
at you.
just it's not real. It's just subjective.
It,
Huh?
put it
It's
this way.
subjective. Yeah, subjective.
It
Yeah,
is subjective, but it depends on the person you're talking to, and depends what you're doing at the time. So
but
if
the
you say,
action is objective.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
If
If you in, if
it's
you say,
masculine action, it's flat out masculine. There's no subjective about it. Like
if you
aggressive
lead,
is flat out masculine. What's up?
right,
What's up, my brother?
you back. If if you lead, if you lead in the management, if you're running a company, you're managing people. You have to tap into masculine because now you become a leader, and to become a leader, you have to have assertiveness. You have to have strong leadership. You have to have you have to lean more into your masculine side of things than your feminine side of things because you get run over if you start being too nice, too soft.
So
So
I have to fluctuate between the two.
All of us
Yeah,
do.
you
yeah,
We
have
all
to,
all of
do. We
yes.
us.
got both of it in us.
Yeah,
Feminine and masculine traits.
So
yeah,
when should I operate 100% in my feminine?
No, no, nobody do.
nobody
Nobody
do
do.
that.
Because for us to even, show some type of emotion, we gotta have like a nurturing type something in us. You know what I'm saying? And then you got times you got to be but it's just like what you it's the bigger number of what you displaying in your life for probably from what I feel what you
Right.
mostly display in your life is what make you either masculine or I don't know, but it's subjective on that with that to call
That
a
makes
person
sense to
that.
me.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this because that's a very good question. Do you want so? Why you ask this question? Do you want to get married? Do you want to run a business? What do you want? Like
Well,
because it matters.
all right. So the reason I asked for several reasons.
I like this
One,
guy, man. I like him.
Kevin, your attention span is so small. So for one, that's masculine. For one, uh, I was in a live yesterday, and I expressed that I'm naturally when I'm alone. I feel like I'm masculine. I feel like I'm competitive, ambitious. I'm an entrepreneur. I think like a guy. I think like my dad. And they just lost it. But I said when I'm around a man, I'm very feminine, just girly, feminine, and it just happens naturally. And they just went off. They were like, you can't turn off feminine, and if you turn it off, then you're not really feminine. I'm like, huh?
What? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I said, yeah.
yeah, you can turn it off. It just, but if you're naturally a feminine
I
woman
think
that doing masculine things, that's fine. But when you're a masculine woman, it's hard to turn it off. You
I
know,
was just about to say I don't think that it's not you can't turn it off, but it's just most of the time it'd be hard for them to do it, no matter how much they want to say, because it eventually display itself. It is
yeah,
kind of rare to just shift it off and something like that because it eventually is going to come out a lot of the times. But it can be you can. I mean, you can try to, you know what I'm saying, or try to shift it. But a lot of people, for the majority, just don't do it. It eventually still shows because they've been. It's like a habit. Like I say, I'm big on things in life are a habit. So if you have a habit of being this way more than being like say if you more have a habit of being more masculine than feminine, right? You 9 times out of 10 you're gonna go back to the masculine type ways because you're not what I'm saying? So it's whatever you got a habit it, so a habit you know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna show more, no matter if you
right.
try to hide or not. So you gotta make more of a habit of being more feminine so you
Hmm.
can be able to, you know what I'm saying? But we got both of them.
Yeah, we all got both of them. Exactly.
I think it's biology. Can I explain why?
Okay.
All right. And Kevin, you can Google this if you want. But I read on Google last week that left brain is man, which makes y'all logical, analytical,
Yes.
stuff like that. And then women is right brain, which makes up emotional, nurturing, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But they also said that a woman can be left brain and right brain, but it said a man can only be left brain. And
Right.
so I do think, and this is what I think about myself, I've always, from day one, me and my daughter, my second daughter, I've always had masculine traits. I was the math and science, the analytical, no small talk, like opposite of female, on as far as my brain, but as far as my behavior, I was feminine. But the way that I talk, everything else was on the masculine side. So I felt like my left brain. So I felt like I'm both.
You know what? I just thought about something good though. This is how you'll be able to know, right? Which is gonna seem kind of messed up, but you'll be able to tell, right? Because like, just put two women on the side, right? You'll be able to tell the difference between a masculine woman and a feminine woman because it's like it's going to automatic kind of show. It's going to show because like I should invite her in here though. She from across the seas though, and you could tell that she just straight up feminine. The way she talk, the way she it's like I was trying to even some of the times I'll try to break her into her masculine, but it just ain't there because she across seas. She haven't been in America and stuff. A lot of course, America kind of forces to be both of them or whatever because we don't do our roles anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand the reason why. But you could tell that she just, she's submissive and all. Like just hearing that, I was trying to get her to see if I can get that America out of her, but she's not from America, so I tried to see if she was capping. But you could
But
tell the difference though if you put a masculine woman, or I'm not gonna say masculine, but masculine trait woman or a
Yeah.
feminine trait woman, you're gonna be able to tell the way they talk and the way they react. If how they snap so quick, like that's not a feminine type thing, trying to
right,
snap on somebody in a quick second and all that.
Well,
right.
some feminine are emotionally unstable.
That too.
Most
So that
are.
doesn't make them masculine. That makes
There's
them
emotionally
feminine.
unstable men too.
Yes. Yes.
In that example, unstable doesn't make you masculine. It just makes you have mental health issues as a feminine woman.
No, but the way you express whatever. Okay, I'm gonna put it this way. See, okay, emotionally unstable, just like I was mentioning earlier. I'm an emotionally unstable feminine woman, right? They will play victim.
Right.
That's their thing. But
Right.
emotionally unstable masculine woman will be aggressive. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? It's just
Threatened.
depend on the action that you do when you get emotionally or when you get caught in that moment. So you could
Yeah.
be able to tell how you react.
That's the
Right.
one. Like if my man break my heart, she be like, come on, let's pull up on him. Come on, I'm gonna be outside in 5 minutes, and I'm like, okay. So yeah, that's that
Yeah.
type.
For you, like for her, don't it? Her in the panel here, she's very feminine. Like I wouldn't say very, but she's feminine. So
Hmm.
by she asked earlier, can I explain why?
What's
That's a
that?
feminine trait. She show respect. She's more a masculine woman, but like just go off top. You know what I'm saying? So it's just simple things like that. Those little traits. And you say you got an analytical brain where you can think. That doesn't make you a masculine. That doesn't make you can think. It's a masculine trait, yes, but it's not like. But to me, you seem very feminine. Sound like a feminine woman to me.
Right, and I'm glad y'all get that because when I'm in the other live, they're so annoying. They make it seem like, I mean, she made it seem. She literally said that if some guys were trying to attack her, she would still stay in her feminine.
No, she won't. Because
I think
that
no, but no, that's what I'm about to say. If it's like that, but you could be able to tell, like you said, nobody don't know. We were talking about before. We could talk a good game, but when we get put in
right.
that predicament, we don't know. So it will show. You know what I'm saying? If she about that, because like even me, I was thinking about being funny to try to. That's why I said I could test some people though, right? I could tell if they really about it. So I could say something that might offend them, and the way that they react to me, it would show. You know what I'm saying? It would show that if you just saw that talk. You said, not saying that you was feminine. You know what I'm saying? But if you sitting there like, man, I can't believe you just said that about me, that's feminine, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's like we can't hide it. It's nothing that we hide because it's a habit we got inside of us. It's nothing we
yeah,
can hide about that. Like if I start playing victim and y'all make I start crying and I'm talking about this, I'm a masculine as I am. You know what I'm saying? It's going to show. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I can't fake it off when I get in my feelings.
I mean, that's what stoicism come from. You know, you gotta practice stoicism to
Mm,
remain calm. That's a trait you gotta practice.
yeah,
It's
I
generational.
feel
You
you.
gotta practice forever. That's where the
Yeah.
stoicism comes in. You gotta be able to, control control emotions.
Yeah. We not stuck in none of those though. It's just it's
Yeah,
habits. Literally everything in our life is habits. You just gotta build it up. Like if somebody feel like you masculine or feminine, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You gotta it's something and I do believe that stuff is taught to you, masculine and feminine. So I was trying to think is it natural or is it taught? But I think a lot of that stuff is taught. That's why we have parents for, just to show us you must stick your chest out on this, you know what I'm saying? Because all of us, if you want to look at it that way, all of us start off feminine as babies. You know what I'm saying? We all get in our feelings real quick. We all play probably victim. Why you doing? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But that's just how it is. You got kind of get taught to like we all emotionally unstable as a kid, right? But that's how we got to get taught to how to control our emotions as we get older and stuff. So
yeah,
that's just how it is.
Yeah.
yeah. It's one of the hardest life skills to learn, to master. To master oneself is the hardest job you're gonna ever undertake.
Yes, it
Mm.
is. And you never lie. Because you're gonna learn to the day you pass on.
Yeah,
You know?
because every day is a new day. There's stuff to learn every single day.
Yep.
Exactly. That's why you gotta take time out for yourself. You got
Exactly.
to have spend time with yourself. I ain't to say conversate with yourself. Understand your body, understand your mind. When you think, when you act. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? People don't understand. And just like you said, DJ, we don't take the time out to learn ourselves.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? That's where you got to do more research, more reading, more understanding of yourself. That's why I don't concern myself about what people be talking about. Different topics. I mean, topics. Some topics are good. 304s. That's irrelevant because someone's life don't have no effect on me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't bring them where I'm at. I mean,
Nope.
yeah, you want to speak
They
on it?
could talk
Okay. If you take
talk
one
about
day,
Pookies all day. I don't care.
right?
Not one of them. What the freak? You're not hurting me.
I
The
know I
freak.
didn't hear about a Pookie or Ray Ray or all that until I got on TikTok. I didn't know what a
Right.
304
Me
was.
either.
I
Pookie and Ray
basically had
Ray.
to look a 304 up. What is a 304?
I'm gonna make me a page called Pookie because that nigga's name is famous. I'll get me 1,000 followers in a day.
You know,
Pookie and
and
Ray
I
Ray, them
look
niggas
at
are famous. I will tell you.
The women will come running.
and until y'all just said it, or I hear people talk about feminine and masculine. I didn't know. Hey, bro, I had to do my research on that. I'm like, what the hell is a feminine woman?
I still don't
I
like
don't
those
hear that.
terms.
What's up, Queen
I
Babes?
I look at a woman as a woman. She's
I seen
feminine,
her in
man.
who live? I seen her in Pete. Oh, Pete live. That's what
Yeah,
she wanted them.
you know.
Happy
Now I'm
Sunday.
starting to understand the difference. You know what I mean? I don't look at a woman because she got to go do her. She got to do what a man's supposed to be doing. Hey, I don't look at that as feminine. I mean, masculine. I just look at okay,
So
a woman doing what she's supposed to do.
so let me ask you, VK. So how once you look at the information, learning, how you feel about when I see women behave a certain way? Do you see the difference why they call them masculine and feminine?
Put it this way.
I don't look at it like that. I
What
still look
about
at it.
this then?
Um,
So this
I
funny
still
though.
look
So
at
I'm gonna use your own thing right here on you, BK then. So what
okay.
about this? Pretty sure you can tell the feminine man right, right?
Yeah. Well,
Or you just
No,
gonna look at him that he's just doing his job.
no, I
No,
don't. I don't see. I look at a woman as a woman because she got to pick up the slack where she don't have a
most
man to give.
definitely. Most
And
definitely.
as a man got to do what he got to do because he don't have a woman to do it for him. So I don't look at him as feminine. You know what I mean? Now, I take it when a man starts becoming a woman. Now that's
Yeah, you on a whole nother level. I ain't trying to get that far. I was just saying you
just
about to make this rule
tendencies.
jump to 300. I ain't trying to do
hey,
that. You
That's a
talking about a
hey,
whole
behavior.
nother.
but no,
But I'm just
because
saying you could be able to tell a feminine man and a masculine will be. No matter how we want to look at it. Well, I ain't gonna say you could tell the traits because we do it. If I'm masculine, I can recognize masculine. If somebody's feminine, you can recognize feminine. Or I can tell what you know what I'm saying. It's just all about like we can't change the definition to fit
The
somebody's
definition ain't
narrative
in the
because
ain't
they
in the
live in this life.
dictionary. Look it up. Look it up.
Huh?
Yeah.
Look up masculine and feminine in the dictionary. I think we were taught this stuff. I don't think it was. I think we made it all up.
No, it's natural. It's a natural thing because we just it's natural because you can see the traits, right? They can see somebody behave a certain type of way. You're like, okay, this person's that thing and that person's that thing.
I think
It's just it's,
there's
it's
both.
just labels.
Like the biology that I was talking about agrees with what you're saying, but I think we done added some stuff on top, traditionally, on top of
Well,
the natural.
Like what?
Like if a guy cries, he's feminine.
Having qualities and appearance traditionally associated with men
But
and
crying is an
boys.
emotional expression, right? So
Yeah, but we say that's
it
feminine.
would fall on it. It would fall on the feminine. It would fall on the feminine
negative
side of
qualities
things.
or
It
an
doesn't mean it's a
opinion
bad thing. It's not a bad thing for a man
Characteristics
to cry.
associated with women
as a
or
boy has
girls.
strength, vigor, boldness.
Wait, say it again. As far as I didn't hear what you said about the man crying. Is that masculine or feminine?
It's an emotion expression.
Is
It
it
doesn't mean,
masculine or
but
feminine?
it will be feminine. It's on the feminine side of
See,
things, but
see,
it's
that's
not a
the part I
bad
think
thing.
we were taught.
But it's not a bad thing to cry though, because it's an emotion. You have to express your emotions. I'm not saying men should cry. I don't recommend it,
I'm gonna cry. I don't give a
What was the
I think we were
question?
damn.
taught that.
but I'm saying it's an emotional trait because it's on the emotional side. It's like a scale, right? You got the masculine side, and the emotional side, and the feminine side. To cry, you got to feel that emotion to get to a point to cry. So that's to be a feminine trait.
Oh, I disagree with that so bad. Oh,
I
I
do.
disagree with that
I
all the way
do. I do
down.
agree with that. I disagree with that one.
Oh, I
Tell me,
disagree.
tell me.
I feel that it's human to cry. Crying is the action. So I'm not talking about the feeling. I'm talking about the action. So if something happens and you weren't taught that you shouldn't cry as a man, your body's natural reaction is to shed a tear. That's a healing process that the body goes through, and it releases certain hormones to heal you. The opposite of it is when you stress and your body releases a different hormone. So it's our body's natural reaction.
I
Mm.
think,
But I
I
did say
mean,
it's an expression, right? So you have to feel the emotion first before the cry come out. So that's an expression. The crying is an
Oh,
expression of the emotion you're feeling.
and I think that both feel the same. I think women are just more emotional, but I don't think that men lack emotion.
no, they don't.
No,
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 they
we
don't.
don't.
No,
No,
they don't.
we
Because that's why
humans.
we get horny and all that stuff, which
Yeah.
is like, that's still some
So,
type of
so if
emotion.
we're
I
saying
would.
that men don't lack emotion, we have to say that it's okay for a man to express that emotion.
It's the way you express it, though. That's
It's
what
the way you
make you
express it.
between being a man and a
The
woman.
way that
Because,
you express it is
Exactly.
the way that God made our bodies.
yeah, I
Allow
think they
us
made us.
to
I
cry.
think they,
That's not a choice.
yeah. But I think men are more supposed to be more of controlling of their emotions, just in general. Because imagine
Oh,
a
now we're
crying
talking.
sergeant or something like that. You know, what the heck is that?
I don't know what that is, but
We got a
Maybe it's
robot over there. I don't know what the heck is that.
but
some
these are
device.
good conversations to have because if we too extreme, we'll have men walking around with mental health issues if they're too extreme.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
my
think
thing,
it depends. It depends on what you're crying about too.
It doesn't. It's a natural reaction.
but all right, put it this way. All right,
It's
let's put it this
natural,
way.
yeah, but it's natural for me to be horny, but it's still up to me to control it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I choose what to get horny about. It's a mentality thing. All that stuff comes from the mind first.
You know how you have the hiccups, like your body has
Yeah.
the hiccups. Crying is one of those. It's a
No,
No,
it's
it's
well to
not.
women it
you
probably
don't get
is, but
out.
not men.
No,
Huh?
You
it's
just don't cry
not.
for no reason.
We right. You
No,
don't
it's
cry for a
not.
reason. You do not cry for a reason. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, but you can't control hiccups unless you can we can scare it out of you or something like that. But you can't really control. That's like trying to control your heart from beating or something like that. That's just
So
now that's
men,
was like something but you can control yourself from, you
this
know,
is sad. I mean, y'all might be right, but if y'all are wrong, I feel like it's sad if y'all wrong because this is just telling men feel but don't cry.
No, he can express
no,
his
I mean
feeling.
you can change it.
You
You
can
ain't gotta
express
cry about
emotions
everything.
because crying is expression. So it can be. You can go to the gym. You can go for a walk.
Oh my
Right.
God,
It's a,
y'all are
it's a,
comparing
ex-
crying to
it's an
going to the
expression.
gym.
Huh?
Yes.
Y'all are comparing. Okay, I challenge y'all. Not you don't have to do it right now. I challenge you to research this just to get different perspectives because this is the only reason I have this perspective about crying in general, just the human, is because I researched.
All right. Put it
It's
this
not
way.
a choice. It's not the same as going to the gym.
No, it's not.
You probably wouldn't understand that though, because like me myself, it's like I don't sit here and cry. I don't even cry that much. I probably since I was a little kid maybe, but I'm just saying that it is a shift in. That's not the only emotion to express yourself. You don't have to
Okay.
cry all the time.
That's
Maybe some
exactly.
women might have to, or some men might have to too,
Right,
but
right.
that's not something that's necessary. You don't have to
Okay.
cry.
So to a certain extent that a man's supposed to cry. He ain't supposed to just cry about everything that goes on.
Right, right. He's not going to cry as much because he's not as emotional. But as his emotions lead him, as you find out your grandma passed, okay, you gonna cry?
Right. That's
You can
right.
cry.
But we're
Okay,
not
I'm
about
just
to cry
saying.
about a movie, but some dudes do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying.
Hey, look, I ain't look, ain't nothing female trait about it, but I mean, there's certain movies that I cry,
Whoa.
but
Which one?
it's like
Titanic?
it's like I can almost picture myself, or it's a
See?
scene in a
Empathy.
movie that brings back something that happened in my life. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
It
Making
comes
Like
you
from
some
somewhere.
memory of.
It
All
like
comes
right.
from
when there's
somewhere.
something happening to a child, which I love my kids, so that brings
Exactly.
memory.
You got
Okay, what if
kids.
that was my child? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Exactly. And that's one of the main reasons why a man will cry when it's got to deal
Hold
with your
on, Kevin.
child. And also, I'm saying that's how I know
Uh-uh.
because I don't have a child, right? I'm not gonna
Hmm.
say I'm never going to cry, but I haven't had to live my life crying and stuff. So I'm not saying that it's because it's natural. That don't mean I have to. That don't mean I'm
Let me ask him
stressing
this.
because I don't do it. That don't mean none of that because I found different ways to go around it. We could
Let me
choose
ask him
how we
this.
want to express ourselves. You see what I'm
Let me
saying?
ask. Let me ask him this. Do you cry because you choose to, or do you find that tears building up behind your little eyes and they just start coming down?
Do I cry because I choose to?
Yeah. Do you sit there and say, I think I'm going to cry right now,
Oh no, no,
or does it just happen?
it just happened.
No, it's. I mean, but it starts. It.
Exactly.
It just
Yeah, but
happened.
It.
no,
No.
yeah, but that's
It.
that's not that's not a lot of men. That's a very minority of men that do that. I watch many movies. I watch Titanic.
We're not
My
talking
girl,
about you.
my
We're
girl,
not talking
my girl
about you. We're talking
cry.
about the fact that if it happens with one man, then there's some truth to it. If it
Yeah,
happens
Right,
with
but if
one
it
man,
don't happen to all men, that's what I'm saying. Both sides can be right. My thing is, it's not no
yeah,
solid thing because every man
right.
is different.
Yeah,
Everybody
everybody's
had different
different. Yeah,
experiences in their life too.
Yeah,
but
But
I'm
you were
yeah.
not
saying
talking
you making
about.
it seem like if you don't cry that you not that
No, that's
like
not my
somebody
point.
got to cry.
That's not my point at all. You missed my
No,
point.
that's
This
not
is
what
my
she
point.
said.
My point is when we do cry, it's not a choice. When we do
It
cry,
is.
it's
no.
it's an expression. So let me explain to you. So
I'm
it's an
about to say I
expression.
could choose
Can
to be
y'all look
mad
at?
about something or express it. Right, the way I express it, that's a choice.
It's an expression. So you
Nah.
choose how you express your We are men.
I,
I can't
I
change
would
the
have.
For men.
feeling. I can feel sad.
He's
For
a man
men.
too.
So let me explain. So for men, right? We have
Hmm.
to live in this world in a different way. You view the world different from the way we view the world, and that's where this is the distinction between men and women. We can express our feelings as how we feel because society will judge us a certain way, right? So for
I agree with
men,
that.
so men gotta be able to compose their emotion, and
See,
if say for and that's why when I suggested earlier to go for a walk, go to the gym, call your homeboy, or you cannot especially cry in
that
front of your
proves my
girl.
point.
That's a big thing. To cry in front of your woman.
That proves my point. You
What's
have
wrong with
learned. You
crying?
have learned to not do it.
Hold on. What's wrong with crying in front of your woman?
Exactly. They have
She will
learned to
Actually,
lose
not do
okay,
it.
she
let's
will
go.
lose
Let's go
respect
there. I'm
for you.
glad y'all said that too, though.
Yeah,
She will
So
lose
y'all, everybody
she
believe in the Bible, right? That said in this box, right?
go ahead.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Right. So even in the Bible, it says it's best for, and I gotta look at it before I say it, but I swear that I heard that it was best to cry alone, and then because it's an image that men have to put in front of their family, right?
Pull
Because
it up.
like if they look at us as the rock or the one that's supposed to stand strong, uh,
Yes.
we can't afford for our wife or somebody to. I mean, but everybody got their own instance. If you did it, you did it.
Okay.
Is what it is. But I'm just saying, it's an image that
Each
men
is
have to
what.
keep. Because imagine our sergeant, right, that's crying and he's supposed to be leading us. That'll make us look at him a whole different way, no matter how we want to look at it. You know what I'm saying? We can understand why he did it, but it's not going to help motivate us to go to this war because he's like, dang, what the heck? He's panicking already. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay. So
Terra, man. Hey,
we
Terra,
can't.
man, can you hold up, man? I don't know why he keep doing that. Why do you
Yeah.
keep
That's the
disrespecting stuff
button.
that people believe in? I don't get it, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best not to block you. You keep
Yeah.
doing it. And I gave you a warning before. I'm like, don't down somebody else's belief because you believe something else. I don't know why you keep doing it. I'm not disrespecting anything you believe in, so why you got to keep disrespecting everybody else's stuff? Just because you feel like the Bible is trash, that don't mean it's trash to everybody else. That's you that choose not to believe in. I'm not about to trash. Or tell somebody else's their situation is trash. If it's what's making you happy, it's making you happy. I don't know why you keep doing that. Go ahead, BK. My bad.
Just, I get what you're saying, a leader. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna just put it in my way, or
Yeah.
where I know, where I learned that it's okay to cry is from my dad,
I feel you.
because when I didn't look at him no different. I didn't shame him for crying. I looked at him because he was in his emotion. Now, growing up until my mom passed in 2005, granted, I never seen my dad cry. I always
Mhm.
thought he was wrong emotionally, mentally, and physically, because I never seen him cry when his mom passed. But when I seen him cry with my mom, when my mom passed away, that was the first time I seen my dad cry. That's when I felt like he was normal and he was a man, and I didn't look at him no different. That's just me. I would never look at a man no different because he cries. That means he's in touch, in tune with his feminine and his masculine side. There's nothing wrong with crying, because all them tears can clear up a lot of health issues that we carry around to be strong, masculine. There's nothing wrong with crying because it's an emotion.
Ain't
You know what
nothing
I'm
wrong with it. I don't
saying?
think nobody ever said nothing was wrong with
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I was just saying.
I will
I mean,
say
I
this:
know ain't nobody said
you're less likely to have a heart attack if you cry.
right.
Can I
It
respond to
just-
me quick?
Look it
So
up.
BK,
Yeah,
let me ask you this.
I think it's many ways to express. Y'all
It's
make it seem
okay.
like crying is the only expression we got. That's
It's
weird.
it's in
okay
a
for men
different
to
category.
cry. It's okay for men to cry in front of his boys.
I'm about to get a heart attack because I ain't never cried in these many
The
years.
the,
That's crazy.
the trouble is when you cry in front of your woman, she will lose respect for you. I heard
I
women say this,
I
and
haven't.
because
I'm not even
she's
trying to
looking
make it like
forward,
that. I was just talking about
Yeah.
just in general about just
she's
crying, man. I ain't saying it's a bad thing or not, but a lot of this stuff we trying to make it seem like that we have to do it. That's not true.
No, no, you need to look it up. You don't need to assume that somebody's wrong if you haven't looked into it.
I'm
It
not
says
saying that, but I don't have to look up that I haven't cried and haven't had a heart attack
It's not
either.
about you. We're talking about biology.
it says it's in the what I'm just looking at. It says okay for a man to cry. It
I
says
never.
crying is can be healthy. I'm just saying. I mean, I looked it up though. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying it ain't. I never
Yeah,
said
yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
where this
yeah.
coming from. Why people make it seem like I didn't say it's okay to cry?
All right, are
But
you
you
aware of
do
this?
need to say it's okay to cry, just like you be trying to tell us to do.
No, what I'm
It's
saying is
okay.
in my out my mouth. I've never said it's not okay to cry. I've never said that.
I'm saying it. For men, it's not okay to cry in front of every girl. I'm saying it.
I don't
Do y'all
know.
know
Well, I
I
what
think
don't know. I must
hormones
be
are?
getting overheard or something. I don't know what's going on.
Do y'all know what hormones are produced when you cry?
Which one? Tell me.
Do y'all know that?
There's people that's crying that's still getting heart attacks.
Do you? That's that's ignorant because we know there are variables to a heart attack, but it doesn't change the science.
So you're saying men should cry in
You
front of
got
a
to
woman?
cry. You must cry.
I'm not
You're gonna
being
get a heart
subjective.
attack.
I'm not being subjective. I'm talking about the science. You can apply it how you want it. But when we switch over to facts, there is nothing to debate.
Facts.
I'm not giving my opinion right now.
Y'all better start crying, man. Y'all better.
It's
yeah.
okay for her to say it, right? She can say it, but when she see her man cry and then she loses respect for him.
I'm not even
That's the
trying to do that
thing.
because you gonna
Y'all
shift
haven't.
off
I've
the
seen
you
my
gonna shift the
husband
topic because
cry
they
and I
not
never
they.
lost respect
It's
for
not gonna be
him.
her because you making it a man, and I'm not even trying to make it like that
No,
Right,
though.
I
I got
never
But
you. I
said
got
that a
you.
Right.
I
man.
got you.
I never said that a man should cry. I said humans just in general.
ascend into the upper
The way
room
that God made us was for all of us to cry.
and folded on to breathe.
I don't care if a man cries in front of me or not.
Um,
All
you
I'm
know
saying
another
is,
thing too, CD. I'm glad you said that. I made a live about that too, man. I said just because you express yourself, that don't mean you're not compressing yourself. Still, you can cry all you want and still have this
Sure you
trauma
are.
inside of you or whatever that stress inside of you, and that would not do anything for
Nobody
you.
said
So
that
you can
crying was the
express all
answer
you
to
want.
everything.
What the heck is that?
None of our opinions change the biology.
Huh?
Everything you all are talking about is cultural, traditional, and I'm not disagreeing. I haven't disagreed with any of that part. I'm just adding the scientific piece.
All right, that's fine, but we gotta live
We
in the
get the
reality too.
science. I'm about to
Yeah,
say everybody. I'm not saying you about to I never
all right,
said it.
you're
I'm
right.
just giving another point of view that it don't have to be like that all the time. That's all I'm saying.
Who said it had to be anyway all the time?
Mm.
All right, before we get
So what's the
anywhere else,
point of saying
what's your
about the thing
argument?
like we
Let's
didn't
get your
understand you the
argument.
first time? I don't get it.
Yeah, what's your argument?
I'm trying to get
I
why
just
why we keep going back to that. I never said you were wrong. So it seems like
okay.
it seems like if I don't say that it's in it, it make it seem like we have to do it the way you put it out. Because I know I heard you when you first said it. You know what I'm saying? I heard you
Oh,
when
I
you first
thought you
said it.
just said. I thought you just said I wasn't getting it.
Huh?
I thought you said I wasn't getting it a few minutes ago.
Getting what?
Don't worry about it. If you, I mean, if it's cool, it's cool. It's no big deal. I was just coming with the science. That's all.
Yeah, I got you. When you first had said the signs, I understood it though. I was just saying that whatever, but whatever. I guess I got to admit or something for me to understand. I got to admit that I must cry or something like that to be understood. I don't know what the deal is though.
Oh no,
So
like I think every man is different. I just like to come from biology and science. That's why I brought up the left and right side of the brain because I like
Yeah,
to know
those things
where
are
it comes
natural,
from.
but that's all even political system, right? That's why manipulation and those things works because we all know we have biology. We all can do everything,
exactly,
but to survive in this
it's
world,
more
you
than
gotta
one
be able to
emotion too.
you gotta be able to maneuver in this world,
That's
else you get
right.
played. So that's why you gotta be able to be stoic and understand languages, understand words, and understand everything, so you can be the best version of yourself.
Understand
That
Right.
yourself. If you
all those
understand
things
yourself,
takes
you ain't
work.
got to worry about stressing really.
Right.
All those things takes work. So you can say cry. Yeah, we can cry all day long, but what the results are gonna get from that?
Exactly.
Because
But
Telling
you
you,
got to
that's an
get to the
action.
root of why you crying for.
If
You
you're
got to get
crying
to the
all day
root of.
long, you
you
probably need to be evaluated. That sounds like depression. So nobody is being extreme here.
when you're
And
crying,
I'm just
you
saying. I'm just
release
saying.
you release a lot of the toxin, a lot of the hurt that you have inside of you, so you be able to figure out what's wrong.
Right.
Because you have to go through those stages of grief. You know what I'm saying? You can lose your girl, lose your wife, lose
Exactly.
your cat, dog, whatever. But you have to go through those stages in order to heal the proper way. Because instead
Hmm.
of us just not crying and not, because when you cry, you're able to see things a little different.
So you saying once you
Um,
cry, you're able to heal after you cry?
You have to. You have to release it. You have to release some
Maybe
type
I'm an
of
alien or
toxin.
something. I think I don't know because
Maybe
I
me
me,
have
too,
me
never.
bro.
too.
Me
I
too.
found
Cause
healing without crying. Me myself, I find. I'm just gonna say. I just guess I talking my
me too.
personal then, right? Because
I
I
know.
never had to really cry to find healing with myself.
Nobody said that was the only way to heal.
Huh?
Right. I mean,
That's
in
what we said
different ways.
earlier. That's
What?
what I said
What?
earlier. We said go to the gym, take a walk.
I'm
It's
trying to hear.
expression. It's
So,
expression, right?
okay. So every man up here been in a relationship, right?
Right.
So in this relationship, this never hurt you to the point that you cried.
I cried one time before. I
Okay,
did.
that's what you
Yeah,
cried, and
but look,
then it
I didn't
released.
cry with every last chick
No,
I've been
no,
with
no,
though.
no. I
Even
ain't
if
say
I
that.
got
No,
hurt.
no, no, no. I'm not
So
saying that.
extreme.
But what I'm saying is the point of it is you cried to get past that hurt.
At that moment, yes. But
Right.
when you
That's what I'm saying. And
That's
then
all I'm
you
yeah, I
felt
believe
saying.
better.
on that, but I'm just saying the way it seemed like it's getting put out is like you must do this in order to heal. But once you learn from, because I told myself a while ago when I did cry that one time, right, to myself,
Mhm.
I said I'm not doing this again, right. But then
Right.
I found different ways
Right.
to heal myself. I found different ways that hey, some of this stuff ain't worth crying for. Maybe this ain't no. That's why I live this life with this. Everything happened for a reason. So what's the point of crying about something if I know everything is happening for a reason?
That's your right.
So,
Nobody's judging that.
Right.
huh?
That's your right. Nobody's judging that.
Hmm.
Right, but I'm just trying to point of view that it ain't always your way
Right.
because you think it's that way.
Right.
You're
I,
right. You're
I get
absolutely
it.
right.
I get it. I get
I'm not saying my way is the only way either, but I'm saying it's
it.
more than just what we think it is. Or if we look up something and say it's a science, it's more than just that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody literally express themselves different.
Right.
But who is to say that who's stressing or not? You know what I'm saying? We can't automatically assume that somebody's a stressing because they never cried or something before. You know what I'm saying? Or they're going to get a heart attack. Because you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying
Yeah,
in
we
general,
didn't
even
say
if it's
that.
in a book,
We didn't make that assumption.
we got to, huh?
We didn't make the assumption that anybody's stressing. We were just giving the science. We didn't make an
Right.
assumption towards any general person. We just gave the science. That's all.
But we didn't disagree with the
Right.
science, though. The science is science. The science is the science. But we live in a social system where we have to deal with the
I
people,
100% agree with that.
and the way you deal with the people. and that's why you gotta go against the natural things of your. I don't say go against your biology and everything, but you gotta be able to control those things.
Exactly.
All right, that's
You
just
know,
like with my so with me being celibate. I bet you people be like, "Yeah, you got to express that nut. That boy got to come out and stuff." No, I
so
don't.
hold
I
on,
learn
hold
how to
on.
control it.
So you're
You know what I'm
celibate?
saying? Might be
Have
hard
you?
for you, right? But it ain't
Yeah.
hard for me because I'm focusing on myself. I
Everybody.
learn how to control it because I don't have, even though it's natural, right? I learn how to
Mhm.
control it, and so I can focus on expressing in a whole nother way,
Then
or
we're
I
all
put
saying
my
the same
energy
thing.
towards something else.
Then we're
But
all saying the same thing.
did you know
Y'all
that
just acknowledge that it's natural, and that's all we were acknowledging. We never disagree with the other things that you do.
It's
did you know
natural.
that that's one of the strongest emotions? When a man can hold his sexual desires and put the energy somewhere else, he is like a beast. So if you're performing, are you performing better right now in other areas of your life since you've been
Most
celibate?
definitely, because my focus is on
Exactly.
something else rather than sitting here
There you
either
go.
being sad about something, rather
Right.
sitting here, I found many ways. And if I do feel like I'm down, I try to think of something that'll lift me up, something that make me happy or something like that.
Yep.
So I have options to not cry if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? And I found that, you know, or I just get away from predicaments that might make me mad or something like that, or make me mad. That's funny. But like that. I don't have to express every emotion or have to be in tune with every last emotion that I have with me because I found different ways
Right.
to
Nobody
go
said go
That's
around it.
what
That's all.
that's what masculinity is. Knowing the emotion and act differently. You don't act the way you feel. That's exactly what masculinity
exactly.
is.
And that's why masculinity is different from science. It's, we're taught it.
What do you mean? I'm confused.
You wouldn't have to resist the urge to cry if it wasn't natural for you to cry first. Like
It's natural.
when he
Yeah.
cried, he said, "I'm not going to do this anymore." He never would have had to have that conversation with himself if it wasn't natural. So yeah, it's natural first. Then we're taught how society wants it done. You know how a man should be viewed in society.
If we
Mhm.
get taught how to control our emotions, that's what we do even as a parent.
That's what I said.
We tell
That's
our
what I'm
kids
saying.
not to sit there and snap at everything or run off impulse. That's I think as an adult, that's how you tell the difference between being a child and an adult. It's like you got to learn how to control your emotions more. But a lot of people is like moving off impulse, or I must express myself. Like it ain't always about that. I think it's more humble, and it's more harder, right? It's harder, but once you
It's
got it down,
masculine.
you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
to not express every last thing that you feel. You know what I'm saying? It's just be able to regulate because that's the real word instead of control. Be able to
Right.
regulate it to what fits that moment.
Or suppress, but I'm not judging that. I'm just separating the fact that natural first, then we learn different. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
wasn't disagreeing with you.
we're not
I was
arguing
just
that at all. That's
yeah.
natural. But the point I'm making is we live in a social world where you have to be able to maneuver.
I agree.
So you got to avoid the biological stuff sometimes. Especially
I agree. I agree.
here.
I
So
100% agree.
we agree with you. You know what I'm
I agree with you too.
saying?
We can agree,
Okay.
but do we really understand each other? That's what I wonder.
I just don't go extreme. I don't always have to cry. Not every time, but I don't go extreme. I'm just giving
Mhm.
facts.
Yeah. I cry just for reasons, different reasons. You know, it ain't gonna be no behind no woman. Yeah. You know what? I'm not gonna say it behind a woman because I just
You got
cried
the right one.
about. No, I just cried behind my mom. You know what I mean? Far as a woman that that I supposed to be intimate with, no, I'm not just gonna cry because she left. Not gonna do that. Just like Kev said, the last time I cried behind a woman, that was my ex-wife, and that was, you know what? This is gonna be the last time I cry behind a woman that I'm dating. But I cried behind my mom and my daughter. So those two women are about the only two women I'm gonna cry behind. Period. Point
Well,
blank.
shoot, I don't cry behind men no more. So, I mean, that makes sense. As we get older.
Yeah, we learn how to, like Kev said, we learn how to control those 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 emotions. You put your work in where you need to put it in the area you need to work on.
My perspective changed, which is why I don't cry behind men. It wasn't an emotional thing. My
Mm,
perspective.
okay, get that.
I
Understand that. Yeah, yeah, I get it.
But Rashida, so if you cry, it's okay. We won't look at you different. That's the difference. If you cry, I don't mind you crying in front of me. I will actually sit with you and listen to you cry all day long.
Oh yeah,
Of course.
because
Why
I like
not?
to cry.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I will sit right there and you can cry
Now
for
that just get
hours.
annoying.
Lord.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm
I'll
not gonna lie
hold
about
you.
that.
I,
Oh, you don't,
that's
you
my
don't,
yeah. That's my job. My
That
job
don't
is
doesn't
to
keep
make
crying
express
about
sense,
the
honey.
same
emotions.
exact thing. You'll be all right.
Okay, now we got
That's
to
my
talk about
job.
compassion in men. Okay, I ain't gonna argue
That's
with y'all. I
that's
need y'all
it.
to educate me. Kevin
That's it.
seems like he
So
lacks compassion, and DJ, you seem like you have compassion. Let's talk.
okay, go ahead.
I'm listening.
So yeah, like I said, if you cry, I would definitely be there. I'm the walls you could crash into because I understand that as a woman, your emotions gonna go different places. So I'm gonna be there listening to. Okay, babe, it's all right. We're gonna get through this. You can cry, no problem. But I won't do that though.
Right, right. I get
That's
it.
the difference.
I get it.
Come on,
Mm.
call my boys like, man, this shit is fucked up right now. I need answers. You don't need
And
answers.
so,
You don't need answers. You need to express your emotions. That's the difference
Right.
between men and women.
so why can't you express your emotion in front of your woman?
Why would you do that? Because she looking for you to be her hero. If you're gonna express to
But
her, she can't
but
solve your problems too much.
but don't every hero needs a Jane to
That's what the
be
movie
able to be?
says.
Don't
But
every
not
man need? Don't every superhero needs that time to decompress?
but I mean, all right, put it this way. So she if you was the hero for your wife, right?
Hmm.
And you come to her crying and say, yo, I can't fix this problem. How do you think she gonna look? How she gonna feel?
But you're not gonna cry behind that because you can't fix something. If someone is passed away, so you're not gonna cry in front of your woman if
Oh yeah,
someone
the
passed
cry. I
away.
mean, passed away. I'm not saying don't cry ever, bro. I'm just saying like, oh, okay, your mom died one time. You cry for her. You cry, and she said, okay, I understand. Cool. But if your bills are late, or if you lose your job and you cry in front of
Oh
her,
no, you're
I
not gonna cry
guarantee
behind
you,
it. You weren't specific when you said that. Now you're being
no.
specific when you're saying it. You said that
Wait,
you shouldn't cry in front of your woman, basically, period. Now you're
okay.
saying no man ain't gonna cry because the bill's late or he ain't got no money. Of course, ain't no
I
man
wouldn't
gonna
do
do
that.
that. We know that.
But
I just my
some
fault.
men
I
do.
misunderstood. My fault.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if your mom died, of course, if you cry and if you could cry in the car by yourself, because some men do that. I heard women say, oh, they saw they called the daddy crying in the room by themselves when their mom died, when his father died. Because men, the pride of see, men are designed to earn respect, right? And respect and those things it doesn't go together.
Right.
So I mean, our pride, we're very prideful people. Men are very prideful, so we would protect our pride at any means necessary.
Understandable.
So we will hide and cry in the shower, cry, you know what I'm saying, whatever the situation is. But no, if you cry, if your parents died and you cry in front of her and she saw you, then she would definitely she would understand that. She's not going to judge you for that. I hope she don't. But if
Well,
you cry for something else, she will.
I think that's probably where I got the misconception because no one's been specific about what they're saying about a man shouldn't cry.
Right.
They're just putting it man shouldn't cry in front of a woman. Okay, why shouldn't he cry in front of a woman? You
I
know what I'm
Because
think I
she
saying?
think
explained that at the beginning. I think I did, but like I said, a lot of that stuff it got overseen of what I said,
Yeah,
so it really
yeah,
ain't no
yeah,
point. I
yeah.
literally said it's an image. It's an image for the family. We
yeah,
can
No,
yeah,
cry, of
yeah,
what I'm
course.
saying
exactly.
is on certain nobody. What I'm saying was that I know what you said, Kev. It's like no one's been specific on why a man shouldn't cry. I was thinking that it was in a whole. The man shouldn't cry. Period.
That's why I
For
said
no
No,
everything was extreme, and I don't
like
think
I
right.
it was
said, if you
extreme.
cry in front of your woman, she will lose respect for you. And if
Oh,
you
okay.
lose respect for
Wasn't
you,
doing
she will look somewhere else because her
that. Oh,
respect is
mhm.
everything to you.
It
Yeah.
depends on what you're crying about.
And plus
Okay.
that, exactly.
I
So
got it.
you got a very small window of reason to cry in front of her.
Oh yeah. Definitely. I wouldn't just go crying just because my bill's late. I wouldn't go because I lost my car. No. Now it got to be a good reason for me. Like I just celebrate 18 years. My mom being on a lot, been have passed away. You know what I'm saying? And my daughter. So those things are the only reason why I cry. You know what I'm saying? For that reason. That's the it. You know what I'm saying? Now
Yeah.
just out of the blue, just crying. You had the bills ain't paid. Oh well, it is what it is. It'll wait till next payday to get paid, or it's always something different. So yeah, I
But
get
for a
it.
woman, she can cry because her bills are late, and you won't judge her for it. But if you do,
Right,
she will judge you for it.
right, right.
That's
I
all
got
I'm saying. You know what I'm
you.
saying? So it's
Understand.
not like yeah. Yeah,
Now I'm understanding it better. Thank y'all.
yeah.
We'll cry and know we spent all the money shopping and still cry. No, I wouldn't cry.
I still cry like, honey, I don't know. My credit card bill is fucking $1 million.
So what's suffering for misfortune?
But it's good, man. It's good. It's good for us to disagree as men. You know what I'm saying? We can disagree on certain things, and we come back to it and have a conversation and get back to it and get back to it. There's nothing wrong with it.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Right.
It was just misunderstanding. Kev, you ain't got to sit there. We just misunderstood.
Right.
Kev, don't cry, okay?
Oh Lord.
Right.
Lord,
I
don't
need
put
to. I don't want no heart attack. Let me hurry up and cry real quick.
So
Express your
petty.
emotions, bro. Let's just get it out.
I
It's take a
gotta
real
get
man
it
to
out,
cry.
man. I'm
get it
sad.
on out, man. You got to cry
Hey,
I'm
about this,
sad.
man.
before you do, get a pink shirt on first. Get a pink shirt on, then cry. Then say it's a real man to wear pink and a real man to cry. Let it go.
Yeah, man.
Hey, let me ask
It's
Rashida a
okay.
question.
I ain't
Let
gonna
me
judge
ask,
you, kid. I ain't gonna judge
what's
you.
a real man? What's a real
I ain't gonna judge you. Right. Go to the topic.
We're not gonna judge exactly. So let me ask her this. So what's a real man? What do you consider a real man? Because I heard this statement all the time. I need a real man. What is a real man to you?
I think it's subjective. You want to me?
Yes, to you. You're the only female
Remember
here.
I said, remember, you
Gotta
could have
make over 1 million.
you could have been asking me like the general consensus, but for me, like when I came on here, I said I want a man that honors God. That's the only way that I would consider him a real man.
Is it what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
A man that honors God.
What if he's Muslim?
How would you know if a man honor God? Because
Mm.
anybody could just say it out their mouth.
It's action.
I would go based off of what I do know at that moment.
Mm.
What's that?
I
Examples?
can only go off of what I know. So if you,
Examples? What the heck? Can you say the examples?
the only way I would know if I ask, and
What
if
if he
he
just
says
say
yes,
yes?
yeah, if he says yes, I'm gonna go with that until I see different.
Okay.
Mm. It's
You
action.
see,
I'm pretty sure
women,
this. Hold up.
women.
I can't let this slide, man.
Okay, let's go.
What?
It gotta be something. That's why I be telling people like that's just like we be trying to search for stuff, but we really don't know what we want. It's something that it's a trait or something that you're looking forward
So you
to
telling
know
me
that
what I'm
he's a
looking
man
for?
of God or he honor God. So it's something. It's some type of example you can use.
Okay, but I gave you the first one because if he don't get past that, I won't get to any other example. If he don't answer that one question right, I won't get to know him anyway.
Mm-mm.
You see, bro, that's what I'm saying. Women listen with their ears. They
Mm-mm.
follow up
See,
with their
he
ears.
gotta show actions, and his mouth just don't mean
What
nothing.
actions?
Y'all confused.
Something,
You know,
please.
he
Y'all
yeah,
confused. You can't show me
you know.
actions if you tell me you don't believe in God, I'm not gonna be around to see an action.
Mm.
If they believe in God
If
and
you
they're
believe in God,
lying, what is the
if you
actions we
say
gotta see?
if you say you do believe in God, then of course there's a million things you could do or not do to contradict yourself. You want me to name them all?
Something. Oh, three. So
All right, I'll give you one. I'll give you one. You say you believe in God, but I see you disrespect your mom.
Right.
okay,
But that's
okay.
very rare, though. That's very rare. You won't probably won't see that ever.
Oh,
You probably
not in this day and time. I see these kids up here disrespect their parents all the time.
Mm.
Or
They not a real kid. It's like,
you're not involved with your kids.
hmm.
Mm.
bro.
One of
Like
the
that's what I'm saying, man.
did you ever
Women follow
the
with their ears.
backstory on it? Maybe you
I'm
did.
assuming it's from irresponsibility since I'm being hypothetical.
Oh,
You
you
don't have an
judging?
actual.
You judging, huh?
He judging.
Mm.
That's a
Yes,
judging.
You ain't
Okay.
even
yes.
ask like what's the my baby mama holding the baby. You ain't even asked the reason why.
I sure won't.
That's messed up. She ain't gonna
I
even give a
sure won't.
chance.
When
Where
it
that
comes to your
sympathy
children and your,
stuff at now, man? That compassion you were just talking about earlier, man. Man.
you so petty. You need to forgive and let it go. No, when
Hey,
it
you.
comes to children, when it
It's
comes to
funny. I told you I be throwing some. I know. I will bring
baby,
somebody's stuff back up from an hour ago. I wouldn't do that.
if you just cry, you get out your system, you wouldn't be petty about it.
Solutions.
Ooh.
Solutions. Here we are. Solutions.
Ooh. Ooh.
Solutions.
Yeah. A good one. That was a good
That
comment.
That
that's
was
so
a
funny,
good. Be
man.
quiet. Stop hyping her up, man. That was not
For real,
funny, man.
man.
If you showed some
Y'all too
compassion,
funny.
we would have been, what I'm saying.
Hey,
I'm
yo,
too
but you know
real,
what?
man.
You hit her with one too. You hit her with one good one too. Talking about where's the compassion? Oh, you
She
just
said, forgive me. That's funny.
That's
No,
funny.
I ain't forgiving that. I'm holding a grudge.
oh,
It's like, no.
Kevin seemed like the hold a grudge type, but I don't know. I could be
Oh,
wrong.
what?
You seem like you hold grudges,
mm,
but I could be wrong.
mm.
Is it cancer? Hey, Kev,
She
you have
ain't been in
cancer?
my room. That's what I said. That's why all this stuff she's saying, that's why I'm just laughing. Like, I ain't got to prove myself. She just ain't been in my room like that.
I have.
Mm.
You haven't. Because all that stuff you just said, you don't realize that I got. And I don't know how to explain it, but the stuff you said I was lacking in is something I have that I do, and it's something I talk about all the time.
Compassion.
But you just judge this moment, right? And then you know what I'm saying? But hey, judging ain't a bad thing. I can't blame
Are you
you.
compassionate? Are you compassionate?
If I wasn't, I would be talking about the stuff I talk about daily and trying to help people out. If I wasn't,
Long way to say yes.
Mm.
Wow.
somebody, I heard somebody going.
Oh,
Hey, I want you to say the forgive word again. Somebody said somebody want to talk some stuff up in that corner. Up there. Say the forgive.
Are you talking
I
about
have a
me?
question for y'all. Has
I don't know. Somebody said the word
Oh, you gonna
forgiveness. You
say
know.
it, Ashley?
that's wrong.
He didn't work for the 3 months that he should have got paid for.
So,
Oh, you got a question?
Oh yeah. So guys, what is the one thing that women that you dated or that you were married to say that you lacked in? What was
These.
their biggest complaint
Oh,
consistently?
my ex said, "Oh, I lack compassion."
You a fool. But she probably did.
I think she did though. That's how she felt though. But we was on two different levels of understanding, so she couldn't see compassion if she would even if it was in front of her face. So so that's just how I
Did
did.
anybody else say it? Or what's the consensus across everyone you dated?
Mm.
mm.
That's crazy. They scared. They can't even answer. They
Oh,
thinking deep like, y'all is that bad? Dang.
Oh,
I,
somebody in
I
the
don't.
comments. What's the question? I'm looking for the feedback that these men have gotten from women that's consistent across the board.
Oh yeah, I'm cool with all my girls, all my exes. I'm still cool with them.
I know I had anger issues at that time.
I'm
Well,
cool
that's
with all
something
my
I
It's
was
exes.
observing.
not about whether you're cool or
Honestly,
not. It's about the feedback you got when you were with them.
honestly, I
Um,
none of my exes ever said anything to me. Be
Um,
honest with you.
Were you the only one?
she called me a narc. That's every famous woman's first favorite word.
Now I can
I
say,
heard that, huh?
go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying. I heard that a person that called that usually be that won't be that. I heard that somebody was saying that
she
when they
just
quick to
beat
say,
you to saying it. That's all.
"Oh, okay."
Hmm.
Y'all shouldn't be struggling with this question, man. Come
I,
no,
I,
on.
I put it this way. I never all my exes I'm cool with. They don't hate me. I could see them in the streets with their husband or the guy. I say hi to
Was
him,
that
and
the
there's no
question?
issue. You said, what's the question
She
again?
stuck her chest out with that
Say the
one.
question.
What's that doing?
When you're in a relationship,
Uh huh.
women be like, "Oh my God." you raise your voice too much. Oh my God, you don't listen to me. Oh my God, you never let me finish saying what I have to say. You always jump to conclude. Like, what is the thing that you've always heard in your relationships that made you say, I need to stop doing this?
Oh, okay.
I can't wait till we get our turn.
Well,
Who
I
gonna
heard
start?
this.
Who gonna start?
I heard one thing from my ex. I could say this is like
Nothing.
when I got out of high school. This one of my exes said that I lacked emotion control, emotional control.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
Boy,
I
who
guess
was
I
that
heard it
eating
from both.
again? What the?
You might have smacking hard, boy.
I'm tearing this broccoli up, but I'm going to eat.
We here.
She like she. I know what she like before she said nah. What's the heck they call when you got to eat properly? I don't know. Forget it. Whatever. I can't think of it.
Talking about etiquette.
Right. I just want right. So like, no, I'm talking junk.
Yeah,
So you said emotional intelligence or emotional control?
emotional control. Because it's
I
like
believe you.
yeah, every
I mean,
little
I'm talking about
thing.
Rashida, not you. I was talking
Oh,
about Rashida.
okay,
She said I'm hungry. What the
yeah.
heck? That was
Oh,
bold. What the, you
yeah.
gotta say, Nick? Then he would have lost his control right there.
I'm like, what?
What the fuck you gotta say about me? Like, well, I guess she was right.
Well, he cries.
I'm eating
He
too. I got
cries.
chicken, broccoli, Alfredo.
He cries. So emotional
Yeah,
control.
yeah. I'm
That's on
definitely
him.
crying. I'm definitely crying. And and that's
No,
the thing about it.
everybody
See,
words
because
is getting thrown at him, man. All this
yeah,
stuff.
I mean, because
No, this is a
even my
funny
ex,
group. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. This is funny.
and I can say the only reason why I didn't have that because I was going through my own little trauma.
Accountability. There
You
you
know what I'm
go.
saying, from my childhood, and that's probably why she said that. And I didn't see it then because I was like a hothead. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't really tell me nothing
Yep.
until I really got a chance to sit down and see myself for me.
Hmm.
When I went to start going to counseling, that's when I really started seeing and working on me. You know what I
There you
mean?
go. There you go.
So
Nice.
I'm still working on me.
That's
And
big.
that's
That's a big right there.
yep. He said enough. That means he did some type of change just to be even aware of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
He ain't
listen,
made no
every
excuses. You know what I'm saying?
Shut up,
dude, I
Kevin.
can't
So
point fingers at nobody.
you got one for
All I can
60?
do,
Oh,
oh, yeah, I couldn't point fingers at nobody because you know what I'm saying. Because I can't put it on everybody. I had to put it on
Why
myself.
you
I had to
put
look at
pick
me.
on me? He talking about you got one for 60.
no,
Come
because
on,
everybody else
69.
answered. It's your turn.
Yeah, 69. Come on, 69. You back there cooking or
She's
something?
so scared. She be scared to answer some stuff. Man.
No, I don't. What was the question?
And
I asked, what's the consensus across the men that you've dated or that you were married to, that they didn't like about you?
Um,
stubborn.
She would. She did nothing wrong.
She ain't here.
mm,
She,
Were you
it was all his. It was all his fault.
were you
no,
violent?
I got a few.
Oh yeah, we know.
Say I with you. Say I with you. They say I'm pushy.
You who?
Pushy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I would have
That's
never knew that.
me either.
Sorry, let me stop.
Come
This is
on.
about to be
That's all
interesting.
right, Kevin. You still cute, and I ain't asking for your pussy to say.
Oh Lord.
Nah,
You're right. You ain't asked for my authority, right? Give it-
exactly.
That's funny.
Y'all want to know mine?
Yes,
Oh,
man.
oh, you already know. Boy, you already
Great on
know.
you.
What the
Come on.
heck? What the heck? That wasn't even a question.
Get this
We
started.
was ready to get you.
We were
Okay,
hoping you
I'm
was going
Say it
in.
with your
overwhelmed.
chest too.
I've been delivered from it, but I'll let y'all know what it is.
Okay.
You ain't
Um,
got to do all that. Just say it. You
Just
ain't
say
got to
it.
splash. We ain't coming with no excuses.
Listen.
I over I was a nag, over
Yeah.
communicate.
Ah.
Yep,
Ah.
you didn't get over that one.
Oh.
Rashida,
He
Ah.
you
said,
did not
oh.
get over that one.
By 60.
Come on,
You
Bob.
I did.
didn't. You
I
did
did.
not. You
I
just more subtle
did.
with it. You just nag subtly. Just
Okay,
Didn't
that's
you?
progress. I'll take that.
Hey, hey, 60. Didn't your ex say you were kind of pushy? Nah, listen. Oh.
I tell you
Ooh,
why I was pushing.
ooh.
We about to test some
So
people's
yeah, let's
emotions
go there.
today.
Let's go there. Let's go there. Because my one husband had my one husband had a government job, and when he gets home, he said make a honeydew list. But the honeydew list don't get done then. So if I wait for him to come back from out of town for 2 weeks, and then once he settles in, and I ask, okay, are you cutting the grass? Are you this? Are you that? He'd be like, I'll do it next week. And it's like, I want it done now. I waited for you while you was out of town for 2 weeks.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
Mm,
kind of pushy.
So
Yeah, that's
it
kind
was
of
his fault.
that's gotta push it.
yeah, that's kind of pushy.
It was his fault, right? He didn't
Yeah,
listen to you.
yeah, it was his fault.
No, because over time I just learned to do shit myself. But then you still don't win with that because then men be like, "Oh, you couldn't wait till I got around to." Well, hell, you took too long. Went on, did it, paid for it, get done, whatever. And they still say you
Oh,
pushing.
so why everything got to be in your timing?
Ooh,
Man.
we unlocking some stuff
Because I'm the
tonight.
one at home. Because I'm the one at home running the house while he out working on the
Oh,
road.
oh, he's working. So,
Yes.
so the thing about it is, so you can't let him allow him time to settle down to get some proper rest if he's out working.
Did you hear me say? Didn't you hear me say when he got home, I let him rest?
When a couple of hours a
Oh,
day.
a couple hours.
Get
You
me off the
funny.
floor.
You
But
funny,
you
yo.
know what? I would say that I am still like that today. I swear to God.
Oh, mhm.
If you tell me, I'm gonna be at your house at 5:45 to do X, Y, Z, and if you ain't there, I'll give you a grace period 6:15, 6:30. If you
So,
ain't there, I will be calling. I'll be like, why you ain't here? Because you said
So,
you was gonna do what
so let me
I
ask you,
plan
60.
things around other things.
How
So
did you how did you ask him to get cut the grass?
when he come in, he be like, oh, I gotta cut the grass because you see it walking up the walkway. You can't miss it. And so I was like, so when you wake up later on, are you gonna cut the grass? And he's like, yeah, I'll cut it. But then later on, the football game would be on, or he
Hey.
he really still resting. He ain't in the bed, but he up. He got on his sweat. He ain't got on. I'm gonna cut the grass clothes. He got I'm relaxing and chilling clothes. And
okay.
then he'd be like, I'll do it next week. Because most of the time he came home on the weekends because he had a government job. So he traveled 6 different states. So,
Oh man, he tired.
That,
6 different states at one time. They say he could get sent to Chicago for a week, or he could get sent to Iowa for 2 weeks, like that. So whenever he got home, he would say, "I'm gonna do it," and then he'll just not do it.
you know,
So let me ask. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, I can understand what you're saying, but at the same time, you have to understand the motivation behind most people. You know what I'm saying? We do get tired emotionally, physically. We do get tired. And when we always got to be on the run, when we get home, that's our place to be able to let our hair down and not always wound up to do something. You know what I'm saying? When he say he's gonna do it, I feel like he was gonna do it. Hey, it might take me 2 days to do it, but I'm gonna do it. Now, if the trash don't need to be taken out, now I'm gonna take out the trash because I see it needs to be taken out. But you talking about okay, I just worked 7 days and I only have 3 days off. I need to unwind. I need to be compressed from that 7 days. So when you're not giving me time and you're steady going at my throat, now
Oh no,
you're
now
not
that
bringing
was
me
one
closer.
I'll tell
No, no,
anybody.
I'm
Go
not
at
saying you.
nobody's throat.
No,
Triggered
I'm
her.
not
Ooh,
I
she
saying you.
triggered.
asked
Go to
no.
women.
That was one me. We talked about this from the beginning when I first met Kev. I was not that woman to go at your throat. I would ask you, and if you keep putting it off, I'll give you twice to put it off, and then I'm gonna deal with it. I
Okay,
don't
so
care
all
what's
right.
going on with you. I will
So
deal with it. But then men don't want you to deal with it, so
no,
you
it's the
can't
way you say it.
win.
It's the way you say it. It could be, honey. Okay,
Right.
the grass needs to be
Ooh,
cut, but I know
Oh,
you're
this the
tired.
room right here.
you could be like, honey, I know you're tired, but you know what? I'm gonna pay. I know $30 for this. Don't worry about it. Just let him know. But it's the way like get it done, or you don't tell him an or. You know, so especially a
Not
man who's on
yeah.
his way.
You
Be
don't tell
quick.
them a or. You don't tell them
You
or.
don't
Right.
give him an or.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Because when a man see you doing it, and Rashida, even though she's not physically verbally nagging him, she's mentally nagging him.
Yes.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
He'll be
So
like pushing hard.
a mental thing is when she's come saying, "Well, babe, since you ain't gonna do it, I'm gonna have to do it." That's a mental. Now he got to say, "Dad, she's out here cutting that grass. I'm a man. I'm supposed to be the man." God, no, what? So that's a mental breakdown. Seeing your woman out there, you fully grown and healthy, be able to go out there and do it. That's mental. That breaks you spirit. That breaks you mentally.
Back to the
Seeing your
price they were
woman out
talking
there
about
doing it,
earlier.
but you have to be able to be. You have to get that physical, that motivation because you don't worked all week. You done been on this
Big
truck.
bills.
That truck beats you
I'm
down.
good.
I don't know anybody in here have ever drove a forklift, or ever drove a truck
That's
or
all I
whatever.
do.
Those things beat you down mentally and physically. When you get home, you don't want to do absolutely nothing. All you want to do is kick back, take your shower, eat. That's it. Because you done been broke, been beat down that much. So imagine you doing 7 days a week, 8 days a week, well, 7 days a week. All you want to do is relax. That's it.
That's why
So
I
when
asked
I
her.
say I'm gonna get to it, my mind got to reset. My mind got to get off the road and get home. Because your mind is still on that road or on that forklift. So when I'm home, I want to decompress. I want to be able to really focus on the house because my mind is still racing from that forklift or from that driving that truck.
Kim was a truck driver.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm just
Oh,
saying. No, I ain't thinking it was a truck driver. No,
okay.
I'm just saying. If he drove, you said he was working for the government. He was
Oh,
driving,
that's
I guess,
funny.
right?
But yeah, he had to drive to his destination. He was an investigator, a private investigator for the
Oh,
government.
and that's even worse.
It's mental. It's a mental job.
Exactly. And that mental breaks down your physical.
Yeah.
Boy,
But
I think I chose physical over mental. Mental was hectic. I
Right.
did that before because I used to drive like hollows, but then when I got to that front desk, though, I thought I see what that supervisor go through because I'm like I have to do paperwork and all. I'm like, what the?
Right.
It's
Right.
so much hard. That just hurt your head for real, like, bro.
Yes.
So I understand when that mental broke down, that tell your physical up to. So I can get what you mean by that.
Rashida have a
Boy,
question. Let's hear a question.
Okay, in a situation like that, I'm gonna tell y'all how I would handle it, and tell me, not you, Kevin, everybody else, tell me what y'all think. I would say, "Baby, can we have a talk?" And then he'll be like, "Yeah." I'll be like, "Okay. I noticed that we're having the
If it's
same
a,
issue. We're having the same issue every 2 weeks. Can we just hire someone to cut the grass so that you don't have to worry about it?"
Yeah, baby, let's get it. God, no, not that's how you come at somebody.
was
Yeah,
you trying
baby.
to say that I'm not good enough? Find you another man. How about hire me? Or what? It's like it's like to get mad and stuff.
Yeah, Chris.
That's
You
supposed to
know what
mean.
amazed me though? What amazed me is that so my husband, the one who passed away this time, so my recent husband who passed away. What amazed me was when he asked me to do stuff and I don't do it. And about sometimes when you know somebody's unhappy with you, and his thing was this, you know, and so sometimes I would ignore it, and then it got so the kids started. They knew when he go like that, he go, he smack his teeth and go as you walk by, and so I would turn around. And I say, okay, what's wrong? Well, I don't have no clean socks, and I'd be like, okay. I'm doing this, and this. I got to be out the door in 30 minutes to go to work. There's
That's
clean
a feminine
clothes in the
trait. I don't care. I'm
dryer.
going to it.
Right, there's clean clothes in the
Crying over a
dryer.
sock,
But
bro. You
men
know.
want us to have their stuff ready, but then they want to put us on the back burner when it comes to
Here
doing
we go.
stuff. See, no. But
There we go.
in
That
our
just made
years
me
of marriage,
mad.
honestly, we never argued about it. We kind of just, we never like had a knockdown drag out about that. We kind of just knew each other's little quirks like that. Cause he knew that
Where the football?
if I don't do X, Y, Z and I tell her I'm gonna do it, and if she brings it up a second time, I already know it's gonna get done. I ain't
So,
gonna even be like who did what. I already know. I'm just gonna be waiting on the bill or whatever, cuz and the same thing with me. He started getting, if he looks at the real situation, he's gonna just go get his socks and shit cuz I'm running at 100 miles an hour. So we had to, these are part of the things of marriage though. You learn stuff from each other.
so that was a prime example. I couldn't let that slide, man. This dude literally start blowing his breath the whole entire time over a sock. That's wild.
Yeah,
That's wild. Now that's he about to
yeah,
cry.
yeah.
Literally about to get a heart attack over a sock.
Yeah, and
That person
that's
that
the
wait for
sad
you to
part.
say what's wrong. What give you?
Yeah, instead of him just handling it himself.
Right.
That means he done got comfortable in the relationship by you, but doing you. I guess he's you so used to you're doing it a lot all the time. That's
Yeah, the
probably what it
laundry.
is.
Yeah, he got comfortable with that.
Yeah,
Complacent.
complacent. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
We was talking
Complacent.
about that last night when I was. Yeah, I remember that.
Somebody got a
Which
confession.
mm-hmm.
I have a confession.
Confession?
In all of my relationships, except for this last one, I was the issue. Now, I'm not saying that they,
What?
I'm not
Oh,
saying that they were perfect,
oh,
but
really?
I can see
The
how
red word?
every single one would have worked if it wasn't for something that I did.
Oh,
Which one? Tell us.
Y'all
accountability.
better get a calendar, screenshot this shit.
Accountability.
Believe me, it's getting recorded
Girl.
right now.
Give us a hint. Give us a hint. Give us a hint. I'm curious.
It's
I'm
TikTok.
curious.
He is
Give us a hint,
taking accountability. Oh my God.
I love it. I
bro.
love it.
So,
Women are allergic to accountability, so I want to
Mm,
hear this, please.
okay, so I was needy. I was feminine, soft, emotional, needy. Hold me, make me feel happy, make me feel pretty, low self esteem, all of that.
mm,
And then I
Mm.
realized that I had the wrong expectation of what a man is for. Like that's his
Mm.
job, chick.
mm,
That's your job.
mm,
So when I realized all this I was putting on men, I went ahead and got the therapy and the help that I needed to be who I needed to be. And then I ran into a whole fool and then my last one was a fool, but that's karma probably. But
Man, that's crazy. The room is
That's a good
quiet.
one. That's a
I never,
testimony.
I never heard a, I never heard an A word from a woman before. It, it's,
He says rare.
it's an A word. It's
Accountability.
a very dangerous word.
She wouldn't have been. She already probably know about it because you see the word is right on top of my head. So if that's the case, she wouldn't have. She would have ran when she seen that the top of the room off rip. Accountability.
mm.
Rashida, let me ask you a question. Are you
Oh,
ready for
Kevin,
next?
I see you changed it and put the correct word.
I
Are you ready
did.
for?
I ain't gonna lie. I listened to you. I did. I did. I can admit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't stubborn. I had thought about that at work. Like, you know, right? You know what? She might be right. I'm gonna go ahead and put hold instead of held.
Well, you could have kept held, but you would have needed the word "are." We are held
Yeah, I feel
accountable.
you. Yeah,
So you
I
would have
feel
had
you.
to switch the different syllables.
I got you, man. See, look, I'm receptive. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I know everything. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I'm not like
hmm
that. We all learn from
hmm
each other.
Mm.
Now, I would say this. So I'm gonna go with her on this one. I had one in the 8 years that we were married. We got the music going.
Somebody is feeling good. And now you're getting better. Okay, oh, my bad, my bad. Yeah, go ahead.
In the 8 years that we were together, I went off on him one time. I mean, literally lost my shit. lost it. I had worked 16 hours, and it's a 2 hour drive, 2 month job, and a 2 hour drive home. And I worked 16 hours and went, and soon as I walked in the door, I mean, all I dreamt about was just getting home and getting off my feet. Started with that. So I sat down on the couch, and I was taking my shoes off, and I said, I'm going to take a bath and go to bed. And he really went in hard with that. And I said, if you think that I'm going to even
That's
ask,
mm-mm. Who turned that music back on?
DJ.
I told him, I said, if you think I'm going to even ask what it is that is bothering you, I am not. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I need a bath.
That's too
I'm
soft for
going
me.
to
That
bed.
making me mad every time you say that. That's too soft. Maybe I ain't showing no compassion, but that's making me mad. If you don't
And,
hurry up and say what you gonna say, man, instead of blowing,
right. And so then he said, I don't want you to keep that job. And I said, why don't you want me? You the one that told me I need to go out and work. You said I stay up under you too much, so I need to go get a job. So then I found a job. And so I said, so you asked for this. I said, so what is the problem? You're not here to cook. You're not here to clean. I don't have no clean laundry. And I'm like, you aren't handicapped. What's wrong with you? You know how to cook. Why can't you go downstairs and get the clothes out? I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I throw clothes in the washer. I take clothes out the dryer. I hang them across the couch so your shirts and shit don't get wrinkled. So what? I don't hang all that shit up. But I'm out the door by 6 o'clock in the morning. You can get it. I lost it that one time. I
Why?
just lost it. I lost it because if y'all had knew how tired I was. And then the very thing he
was
told
you
me
the
to
one
do,
wearing the pants in the relationship? I wonder. Not for real. It
I
sound like
think,
it.
I think he
It sound like y'all
went,
switch roles.
Yeah, about to say.
I think somewhere, and I'm really, you know what, y'all, y'all can help me with this because I think somewhere he didn't, I think I was being tested, I guess.
No, no, I
I
don't think
think
you've been
somewhere
tested.
he didn't think that he had got it in his head that women just want you for your house, for your money, for your car. And I remember we had a conversation and I bit my tongue because when I say bit my tongue, I knuckled under, I softened my voice, I took it personal, but I didn't say that. I said because he made the comment that he had been married 17 years, and at the end of the day, his wife took everything from him, half his 401k, half his IRA, blah 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 blah, and it was almost like he was trying to find some way to blame something, whatever something was. And I said,
Victim blame.
so I told him, I said, you do realize, um, I still have my house, I have my business. And so if it's a problem for me to be here, then we can figure other things out. We can get a house together or something. And I think he realized that I really meant that because I felt like he was trying to say I was only with him for what he had, but what he failed to realize was I have these things too, right?
I don't think it was that. I think it was more that he was jealous of what you had. From
Mm.
just
When did he find out you have all those things?
When we met, when we got to started dating and stuff. He actually he had a house on the third hole on a very prestigious golf. And for him, everything was about money, toys, what you owned kind of thing. He didn't do nothing. Like let me give you an example. He could buy Hanes underwear at Walmart, but his thing was, I'm not going. No, I don't shop at Walmart. I need to buy my underwear from underwearking.com. Right? Everything's got to be name brand. and everything's got to be the latest. But those type of things didn't affect me. He would show me stuff and I would just be like, oh, that's nice. And sometimes he would be like, is that all you got to say? Well, I don't know the difference between a $5 pair of socks and a $50 pair of socks. Because I guess he thought that was going to impress me. So I think when he said, go get a job, I don't think he really thought I would. I think it was a test. But then when I did, I think, so maybe you're right about the jealousy. I don't know. I think he thought it was going to be a job, $10, $12 an hour kind of job. And I came back, and the guy that I went to go work for had been after me to work for him every time I hit his restaurant. And he literally, I could be on a date with Kev, and he come over there, bring the bill, and slide an application up next to him. Why don't you come on over here and work for me? Kind of thing. So when I came back and told him I was making $25 an hour, it was the look on his face that was speechless for me. It was priceless and he was like, $25, really? $25 an hour. That's what he gave. And I worked 2 weeks and then they got bumped up to $30 an hour because the kitchen manager quit. So now I got these. And so that meant 4 hours. And he didn't like that.
Hey, 60, you know what that reminds me of? We were having this conversation earlier, and that goes back into a level of control. How can you tell someone that you want them to do something for you and then tell them how it needs to be done?
I guess.
It's like, where's the logic? It's like, you want me, it's like placing, and I know Kevin's heard me say this a million times. It's like, I expect you to do this. I expect you to do that. But when it's expected and it's given, it's like, oh, but it wasn't good enough. Oh, but you need to do this. Oh, but you need to do
Entitlement
that.
mentality.
Yeah, entitlement mentality, where it's like and that's, you know what entitlement mentality leads other people to feel like they're not good enough. Because no matter what I do, no matter what I say, no matter how I function, no matter what job I get, no matter how much money I make, you are never happy.
Jealous.
That's what you call it.
You are not
Jealousy.
alone.
So I
She's
didn't,
judging.
get it. So then he said, I just need you to quit your job. And I had a reason why, I was on my grind for a purpose. I had a restaurant and I still have my restaurant now, but I needed to overhaul, and he knew that. And so he was helping with that, right? He was like, well, we're going to do this and we're going to do that and we're going to do this. And you get your health inspectors in and your building inspectors. And it wasn't just me, it was our whole state. The Department of Commerce, Department of Agriculture, and the Health Department all merged. And so now they're coming up with a whole new set of regs for restaurants and bars. And what you got away with before, you ain't getting away with now. So a lot of bars were half completed or saying, please excuse our construction, because now we got to do different shit to be functional and up code. And he was like, I'm all on board with that and this and that. And then somewhere he just stopped doing stuff, stopped coming over to the restaurants. And I asked about it, and he's like, I'll do it next week. I'll do whatever. And so when he said go get a job, because I think he got tired of spending the money, and then when I went and got a job, he was happy.
Yeah, just like what Lovey said, it was just control. He
Mm-hmm.
wanted control. He was kind of jealous, and he had that entitlement. And you gave him all of what he wanted, all at one time. We just didn't catch that sign, what he was actually doing. So yeah, he wanted control, and
Like
you
man,
gave
what
him that control because he's so used to you being right there with him until he got to the point where, you know what, it's enough of this. Go get a job. I'm tired of you under me. So he wanted that control. So then when he don't see you or he don't have you there doing X, Y, and Z. So now, okay, hey, now I need you home. I need you for you cooking.
Right.
I need
I'm
for you
like,
cooking
wait
me
a
dinner.
minute. You just told tired of me being up under you. Now you,
Control. He
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
control. You gave him that control.
But I tell
Hmm.
you, after I went off on him that day, he never. I didn't get the no more. He
And you know
stopped
what
that
that
shit.
causes? Confusion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Confusion.
Men are simple, but sometimes men are complex.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are, yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree with you on that one
But
there. Because the only reason why I can say that, see, and I'm gonna be very transparent with you. Even when I was dating, I was that way. I was the exact same way. That's how I can recognize it because I wanted control over the person because I was so used to her cooking for me, cleaning, doing this X, Y, and Z. Then when I come home, you know what I mean? She ain't there. Now, okay, babe, wait a minute. Now hold on. I make enough money so you can stay home and do X, Y, and Z. So I wanted that control, and I didn't get it then until I went to counseling. When that lady pointed that finger at me and told me that, I said, "Oh shoot!" And so you have to. Some people see it and some people don't. And I saw it.
Can I ask y'all a question since we got the guys? Kev, he unalived himself, right? And there was no note, no nothing. And so every so often I play back different things in my head because I hear little things y'all say in lives, right? Like this. And you're making me think that I wonder if I told y'all some of the stuff, what would y'all come to the conclusion of? Because I'm wondering if the things that led up to him putting this house on my property is the reason he did what he did. Because um, now I don't know, I don't know the language I want to use without sounding selfish, maybe. But I would say this: he was married for 17 years before I met him, and he had been divorced for a year and a half when I met him. And in that, shortly after we met, and I'm gonna give y'all the short version, but shortly after he met, down and we went down to the mailbox and he got a letter from his job and he had a severance check for $500,000. And the only reason I know this is because he opened up the letter, he read the letter, he had been with his job for 26 years, and he just dropped the letter on the floor and walked out the door, literally. And I asked what happened, and I said, "Do you want me to leave?" But the letter was laying there, and he just kept walking like he was a zombie. And so I picked up the letter and read it. They had fired a shit ton. I think it was 42 district managers all across the United States. And their reasoning for doing that was they wanted to downsize. That's what the company said. And then they're just in bold letters above the check, it says if you take this check, you cannot, if you cash this check, you can't sue us. This is your severance pay. So that whole weekend that I was there, all those different managers are calling each other. These district managers are asking what the hell happened because they really they didn't see that shit coming, right? So he's got this $500,000. He's got half his 401k, his IRA, and whatever else he's dealing with in his life. And we eventually get married. And 8 years down the road, his ex-wife crawls out from under a rock and starts wanting shit. And she took him to court. And he lost his house somehow. And I don't know how he did it. Next thing I know, he just, started staying at my house more and more and more. I would come because the restaurant and the house are all on the same property. So I would come to work at the restaurant, and sometimes it'd be too late and I'm too tired to drive that hour back to his house, and would just spend the night here. And next thing I know, he said, "Let's go shopping for a mobile home." And I didn't know all this stuff until the shit hit the fan that he just couldn't hide it from me anymore. Right? And so I think I'm starting to wonder if the fact that he lost his house, he had to sell everything, he had to pay her all his money years after their marriage. I'm wondering if the fact that you gotta scramble and now come put a house on my property, I'm wondering if that did something to him.
So let me answer this.
Maybe I did. Oh, go
He
heavy.
he's live of status. Like you said earlier, he want to buy different underwears. Like people like those, they cannot handle. They live outside of themselves, so they live for validation, right? And there's a book called Par versus Force. They talk about that one thing, that one topic. People get to that status level, but they never really feel fulfilled inside. They live outside themselves, so then they need like validation from outside, their job, the things that they buy, status, logos. So he was never happy with himself. It's nothing to do with you. It doesn't matter what you did for him. Once that job is gone, his sense of, what's the word I'm looking for? His sense of
Purpose.
purpose is gone. Yep, yep. That's crazy, but it's sad. But it happens.
And no, he wasn't an alcoholic.
Well, didn't you mention 60 that like he was kind of a materialistic person and everything?
Yes, he was. He was. He was. I mean, like,
And
so
look
we had
what
this.
it was presented to him. He lost all of his materials
Jealousy.
in that process.
So from the time I married him in 2015, year, what he, like the year, so 20, that was 2022. So 2021, his ex-wife crawled up from under a rock. And inside of a year, he was forced to sell his speedboat, his motorcycle, the snowmobiles, the ice house, the pool table, because his wife won the lawsuit. That whatever she was suing him for, she won. And I didn't find out until after his death because he kept those files locked up. That what happened was during their divorce, he hid money, he hid assets that he didn't divulge in the divorce, and she figured it out or found them somehow, and so she came after him for him. So he didn't discuss his finances with me. So I
Well, it
think
sounds like what happened was that he lost his ability to control things, and he was using materials to try to control everything. That when you try to control everything outside of you, and I mentioned this earlier on Kev's live, that you actually are out of control.
True. That's true.
So, and I think Rashida just showed it. She said that's a sign of depression. It is, because people fall into a depression because they're like, I gave so much outside of me that I lost me.
Yeah. Well, he lost himself in his marriage, in his divorce. You know what I mean? When he got left his ex-wife, he lost a lot of things that he never regained. So sometimes, a lot of times, we go jumping from one relationship to the other relationship, and not it before we get into another. And that's exactly what he did with you, 60.
He sound like
You know what I mean?
he sound like he lost
He
his.
never,
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, he lost
Yep,
himself, and he put himself into money and materialistic things,
exactly,
mm-hmm.
exactly.
and not realizing this materialistic things will be gone eventually. So now that he's at the end, when he had to move with you, he been lost that. So he was trying to basically trying to manipulate his way through certain things. Gotcha.
How old was he? How old was this guy?
59 when he did what he did.
Oh yeah, he couldn't get. He thought he couldn't get it back. He couldn't get all that stuff,
Right.
and that's the perfect example to prove that material things is not the answer. It's good to have, but it's not like that doesn't define a person. That's just a result of your success. That's not your end all.
Right.
Good testimony.
It's temporary.
That's it.
It's
Absolutely.
temporary.
You can get all the money, you can scam and take advantage of people, but eventually it's gonna catch up to you. And then right
Hmm.
there,
Look
what
at
do you
all the
call it? Karma.
celebrities we've.
And then what they call
Look.
karma. Hey, he ain't listening. He must
That's
be on.
crazy.
I
But
don't
he
think it was
ain't
the
listening.
I don't think it was the material things. I think whether it's alcohol or drugs or sex or material things, I think those are all symptoms. I think the underlying depression was probably there most of his life.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
because we
But
haven't
she
even
said
talked
material
about.
things was very important to him.
Yeah,
Like
and
material things was very important to him.
if it wasn't that, it would have been something else. Those are all
Right.
symptoms.
Right.
Hmm. Very much so.
I agree. And the thing that's the message I teach. Like always, like he said, learn to know yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you cannot always trying to find source out just outside of yourself because it's gonna be empty. It's unlimited of
yeah,
sources outside. You're never gonna find fulfillment outside of yourself.
Mental
exactly right.
illness.
I don't think we searched high and low. We have not. I have yet to find any letter or note or why he did what he did. And the day that he did it, we laughed and talked. He cooked breakfast for me and everything. I didn't see that shit coming.
Yeah, you did.
No, I did not.
You just didn't pay attention to it.
No,
It's
what was
right
I
in front of
supposed
you.
to see?
It was right there in front of you.
How you figure?
How you figure?
Yeah.
And I'm just speaking from someone that tried to do that at one point in time in his life. Reason why you didn't see it is because you was looking at every other thing. He put it there in front of you, like the minute I can't get it out. uh, the minute, anyway, I can't get the word out. My bad.
Are you trying to say manipulation?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm twisted.
What happened? What's the word y'all talking about?
But um,
Manipulation.
I was already looking at this.
manipulation. Yeah, manipulation. I couldn't get it out, Lord. No.
Okay, so what
Min, min, min,
manipulation?
Eminem.
I can't.
I
I was
got words I
trying
can't say. I can't say
to.
ethnic eth- ethnic background, but the other word
Ethnicity,
Ethnicity.
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 ethnicity. Yes, I can't say that one good.
But
Somebody else
look,
had another
Words are
one too. I was
powerful.
laughing at. Somebody else can't say another word.
but if we ever to people, sometimes the signs are there. The red flags are there.
Man,
If we're paying attention to it, you know what I mean. But when we are too busy focusing on other things, we're not paying attention to
What red flags
the
could
red
there
so I
flags.
be?
got a question. I got a
Mhm,
good question now. You made me think of that because I noticed that triggers people, right? And I've thought about this, like when you in a failed relationship, right?
mhm,
Don't you isn't it because of lack of vetting better, right?
Say it
mhm.
again,
Or do you
Kevin.
believe all of them could be that? I'm just trying to see what everybody gonna say.
What did you just say?
I say if it's a fair relationship, was it because you should have vetted better, basically?
Oh, vetted better. Okay.
Mhm.
Let me hear all
No,
the answers.
no,
So I got some prepared.
no.
Oh, so you said no. I'm glad. One, I got one. No, let's go. Who else?
You're so messy.
Yeah, I be setting my stuff up.
Oh, mm,
Henri,
okay.
What's going on?
what's up,
What
man?
Chilling, man. How y'all been, man?
we cooling, my brother?
Man,
We
good,
cooling.
man. Wonderful Sunday, man. Getting this word in today, you know.
I hear you, man.
Who
I
else? Who
think
else said
I
that?
think you
If
chose
you
I
get a
think you
failed
chose
relationship,
poorly. I think you chose poorly. I think it starts from there.
I
You know.
like that. Dang, so I'm not gonna use you then. I'm trying to get somebody else. So Rashida is one. So who else?
They don't never agree.
If you failed a relationship, should you have vetted better? Y'all can in the topic. I mean, in the comments, y'all can say something too.
Yeah. Mm,
Can I tell you why I said no? Why they trying to figure it out?
Nope. Nope.
Huh?
Ain't getting nowhere. Nah, we gonna get. I gotta make sure you don't tamper somebody else's stuff real quick.
Ooh,
So I think so BK, you said yeah, right? You said yeah. I
Yeah,
think Henri said yeah. What'd you say, lovely and blessed? Yes, okay. He said yes too. Yeah.
I think it's because you don't allow yourself to be vetted. You're not set.
No, I'm saying what the heck? What did you say? That just glitched too. The connection went
I'm
out.
trying to do what Rashida is doing.
Oh, you saying? Oh, you said it's
Hold
no. You said no.
on one sec.
I think it's
Little
her
blessed while
signal.
we waiting on her.
I don't
While we
know.
waiting on her.
I don't know. I guess I have to say, how long did they vet them?
No. Well, I'm just saying. Well, but just in general, if you had a failed relationship, it wasn't because of you ain't vet good, or you should have vetted better.
They sound like the one and the same. Was it because you should have vetted better,
Yes,
or you didn't vet good enough?
either or.
They sound like the same
Or allow
answer.
vetting.
Well, the way she's saying it makes it sound like the same thing. But I get what Kev's saying.
Exactly.
yeah.
Hmm.
I don't. No, I don't. I don't. I think you know. If I had to go on mine, I say I vetted fine. What happens down
So
the
we got
road?
another no. Cool.
Yeah. No.
Right.
Yeah. No.
Yes, I've been looking. You ask good enough, you'll find it.
Because we right, that's why.
So go ahead and say your reason, Rashida. Then.
All right. I'm going to use myself for an example, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Every failed relationship, and I did choose wrong. I did. I'm not going to lie. But this is why I say no. Every failed relationship was at that time in my life. There was something that I needed to address that I did not see, and I would not have seen it. For instance, my self esteem issues. Um, it's just different things. I ain't gonna tell you all my business. So I could not have vetted better if I wasn't better.
Okay.
So now that I'm healed,
I like how you said that. That's what I was going to get to. Right.
now that
We're
I'm,
going to get to somewhere. So it sounds like your answers might just start sliding to a yes and a
it's
soon,
not
real
going to be,
soon.
no, you cannot vet who you're not. What I
Hmm?
needed, I wasn't. So I couldn't vet it. You
What that
vet,
mean?
you choose based on who you are at that moment. If you're broken, traumatized, unhealed, low self esteem, you cannot vet better. The goal is to get better before you vet. So every
Yeah.
person that I chose had to be the wrong person because I was the wrong person. When I healed, now I'm single, like I'm
So you
ready.
say you vetted right then.
No, there is no right or wrong way to vet because if you're not right, you shouldn't be vetting at all because you need to heal first. You can't choose right if you're not right. There is no, you can't do it. Who you choose is based on who you are at that moment. Did you hear me
Mm,
say if you're broken, unhealed, damaged, traumatized, how you gonna vet? Right. What does that look like?
Hmm.
It's
Oh,
impossible. You blind, but
that sounds like an excuse.
no, that's the reality.
I wasn't ready at that time, so I'm not going to say I didn't vet right.
That's the reality. As we get older, every relationship we vet better, and it's based on the experience from the last.
But the first thing she said was because she didn't vet well, and regardless of the reason, age,
Maybe
time,
I should
whatever,
have threw that in there then. Maybe I should have said, okay,
it's still
okay, let me say
still
that then. Right.
No, he's right. I'm refuting the question.
Um,
I'm coming against the actual question. So
so I'm gonna throw it out. Relationship is because you didn't vet or you should have vetted better. I should have said that then, right? I should have just said it that way.
Right.
yeah,
That's what exactly.
yeah.
okay, I'll give somebody else the
Because some
floor
people be
because
like, no, I did vet right. That's what I'm trying to wait for. Them people that said I vetted right.
there's no such thing as vetting right. So I'm gonna let y'all go.
And that's what
Well,
I
I
was
feel
gonna
like if
say.
it's a successful relationship, yeah, you must have did something right.
Right.
If it's a successful relationship, what you're asking is to look into the future. I mean,
I
when I
mean, but if you
married my
still in a
husband,
relationship now, it's obvious you're doing something right.
And it don't mean successful. He can be beating your ass for 30 years. That's successful.
well, damn. That's some poor ass vetting right there.
You're
Right.
the
What
wrong.
the heck? I'm
I'm
about to
just
say
saying.
No,
I'm
we.
just
I
saying
think
you
we get the
successful.
picture what I'm trying to get to. I'm just
yeah.
saying if it's a happy, healthy relationship that you're still in and it didn't, you know what I'm saying, something like that. That means you did something right. You chose right. And put it that way. Let me just say the word chose right.
How
You
did
got
you choose right? How did you know how to choose?
because you took the time to heal, and you took time to get yourself together. And
Thank
you
you.
took the time to, even when you're in a relationship or in a marriage, y'all took the time to know each other, get to learn each other.
But first
To
you have to heal, right?
yeah,
Yeah, but
I mean, yeah,
Okay.
Exactly.
you got to heal,
Well,
and then even in the
I can speak on
marriage,
that.
and
I
even in a marriage, you still have chance to see each other's pain, where we was hurting, so then we can better help each
I
other
Well,
to heal. You know what I'm saying? Because when two or more when husband and wife come together, we going through the ups and the down with each other.
So you broke and you
okay.
vetting somebody else that's broken.
See, but
That's
let's go.
unhealthy.
No.
Yeah, but
well,
let's go
that's
back
the
to
thing, though.
vetting.
We have to
Let's go
be.
back.
You have to
Let's go
be
back.
willing to vet, and because you have to be willing to vet because sometimes you come in there. The healing is a constant. It's not something.
All
There's nothing set in stone to say, "Hey, I'm healed today. Now I can
Right,
just be with anybody I want."
right,
Vetting is
right.
a form of submission. So
right,
sometimes you
Yeah,
have to be
oh,
with that person so they can heal
that's.
parts of you that you
Be
right.
didn't
careful,
have
you're
to.
losing them.
I I think
Go
most
ahead.
of the time it's something because we be missing red flags. Because a lot of people like using this thing. Well, the person changed or something like that. No, you just missed the
You're gonna
signs.
miss
You just
red
didn't, or
flags.
you didn't know what to look out for. You know what I'm saying? Because like if you do know what to look out for, what's important and stuff, you have a higher. Not saying that anything is perfect, right? But I'm just saying it's like when you watch the main thing, you can't come with this. I was surprised. I didn't know this was gonna happen and stuff. You know, because some of the signs you get it early.
That
Right.
comes with
You
experience.
know, look, I one of the questions I when my a couple of my daughters have come to me and asked me about, choosing. And there's two things I always tell them. First, you want to ask him, does he know the difference between dating and courting?
Right.
Okay. And watch how he drive. You can always tell the person's character by how they drive. Those are the two things I
I
tell
say
them.
that too. I'll be saying that.
And those, that's part of vetting. You know.
Hmm.
Yep.
I never looked at it like that.
Yep. You can tell a lot by the way somebody drive. That tell their whole character.
Yeah,
How a
because how are
person
you going to
drive?
feel? How are you going to feel when you're in that passenger seat?
Hmm.
If they
I
always
never
yelling
looked at
at
it like
somebody that say a lot, if they if they let somebody go pay, hey, you can go ahead, you
Yeah,
the night, you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? It tells a lot. You can see a lot based off how a person drive.
that. Well, I'm learning something new tonight. Yeah, you know what? I never.
Yeah, I was back that approach. You can tell a lot about the way someone that's part of it. And just like you said, hey, what the heck? Or you can tell a lot how they treat other people too. That's what I be saying. Like,
Yeah, this is
what
true.
make people think that as soon as they got an attitude problem with everybody else, as soon as you get with them, oh, I'm tamed, I'm
On the
good. You
table.
know what I'm saying? It don't work like
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? You could tell a lot about how people handle their emotions and arguments and stuff. You could tell all type of stuff. That's literally part
Right.
of vetting or understanding each other, right? So it's signs and stuff we just choose to look
That
over
increases the
sometimes because we
Right.
chances
don't
of
understand
that
ourselves. Huh?
that increases the chances that you would have a successful relationship. But
Mm.
you can only base your vetting skills off your experience. You don't
I
vet the
understand that.
same at
Yeah.
17 as you do at
Right.
70.
That's
Wait.
true. That's true. But you know what though? You got to remember one thing, and this goes for both male and female. You only gonna let the other person know as much as you want them to know. You have
Right.
to look out for the signs, and when a
Right.
person is most comfortable being themselves, is when they driving, when they're
Right.
thinking, when they're acting on impulse, when they're acting according to something that happens. Do they say, "No, go ahead"? Do they flick their lights and say, "No, you go first"? Or are they rambunctious to just go through? Get I want to be first, and sticking the finger and all that other stuff. I mean, there's just a lot of things that you have to scout out. You have to look for. You know.
I wish I knew that car part
That's a
before.
good point,
Right.
Henry. Because you're that's basically showing that when somebody else is in control,
All
that's
right.
when you actually recognize. Like if they're in control over you, over them driving the car, there's a lot of trust that comes in that.
Yeah.
Mm.
A lot of trust that comes in with.
It's
Huh. So those are the signs that we should be that okay. I'm gonna have to start paying attention to that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's all part of it. I
Like
was
yeah,
just about to.
okay.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm done. Oh,
Oh no, I was just about to say because this usually like this is the reason why I was setting this question up, right? Because I usually come with this after while we figuring out, especially with people that are like, no, I know I vetted right or something like that. They just changed. They usually say stuff like that, right? So I usually say, and this how I be saying, would you get tricked? Nah, but by the same thing. And usually they be like, no, or something like that. And I'm like, there you go. It showed that you could have did better. You know what I'm saying? Because if
yeah.
you ain't able to get tricked
Mhm.
again, that means something you missed out on at that time. Even though you didn't know, right? But you could choose, you could vet better. It's no matter if you did it or not.
Right.
Well, my motto is still. I agree with you all, but
Ace.
my motto is still get better before you vet, and if you get better, you'll vet better.
I agree
Yeah.
too. I agree with that. That
I agree
makes a
with that.
lot of sense.
I
Lovely.
agree.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry about that.
I totally agree with that, Rashida. I mean, but we're not all gonna be 100%
I
going
ain't
into the
talking
Right.
about
next
that.
month.
I
That's
was
what I
twenty
was-
percent. I was 20%. So I'm talking about when you just toe up from the flow
Oh
up.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
we
yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
still be
No,
at
we
twenty
definitely,
percent now. That's all I'm
yeah,
saying. Like we don't know. If we
Oh, I
got the
know.
ability to always get better, we will never know our
We're
percentage. We'll
talking
never
about
make
two
it to
different things.
100%.
We're talking
We
about two
just high.
different things. We're talking about two different things. If I'm telling you I have, let's say if I was schizophrenic, I'm not, but I'm schizophrenic, right? And I don't know
uh,
this. And I'm dating all these people going crazy and, running around naked in the street. That's
oh wow.
20%. Now, if I'm treated, I'm back at 80%.
Mm-hmm.
So if
Mm-hmm.
it's known things that can cause you to take somebody out, yeah, that's deep.
What make you
Right.
100%?
I never said we could be 100,
That's
but there is a
that's
certain mental.
perfection. I don't know if anybody get there
Kevin
yet.
is always extreme. Nobody mentioned extreme, but
I did say
I
100%. I
mean,
did say
that's
100%.
why I said, man,
he
you must
toxic.
ain't been in my lives like that, because that's
He
what I do.
toxic.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get people to
Yeah,
think.
But
I
there are
did say
certain
that.
people.
I did say 100%, but you said 20.
Yeah,
It's
Wait,
understood
who
that.
said 100%? I must
Wait,
have
wait,
missed
wait.
it.
100%. Who's gonna get 100%?
So
nobody.
that's why I just
I believe
assumed.
that we would. I don't even. We can't put no percentage on us. We just would.
Right,
We can't really,
We can take
right.
the
because as
percentage
long as we
off.
can always better ourselves, it's like
No,
it's
if
no
you have a
limit.
mental illness that can cause you to take yourself out, you don't need to be with nobody.
True.
You need
You
to
just
get
at a
you
low
need
point
to
in
get
your life.
treated.
That's all it is. There ain't no percentage though.
You can take the percentage off and just use your common sense. That worked too.
Right. When you know your
Common sense
triggers,
ain't common though.
Shut
when you know
hell.
yourself, and when you know your triggers,
Give me my damn coins
yeah.
back. How about that?
I want to bring that
You about to
masculine
see my
side out. We gonna
masculine. I was
catch
about
it,
to say you
say
about to
man.
see my masculine.
I just feel like if you know your triggers and you know what you like and what you don't like, you know yourself. I believe, and I believe 75% you're about ready.
Yeah, if you self-aware, that's self-aware. Most people are not self-aware.
That's true. That's true. That is absolutely true.
They are
But
75%. That's pretty high.
but speaking about
Kevin,
relationships,
shut up.
it's all about being in control of your own
I'm
emotions.
gonna tell myself I'm at 10%. Forget that because I
You
know I
know,
can get better.
if me and my wife we go through something and it's something that we've been through before, you know, I still have to like say to myself, now it's my responsibility to handle this in the manner for which I'm going to respect myself an hour from now. You
Hmm.
know, and it's, all- it's all practice, man.
Oh yeah. I mean, of course. You know,
Well,
you
since
gotta
we talk about
practice to get better.
percentages, I'm 5%. Let's go.
Don't practice
That's gonna
on me.
push me even harder now. Hey,
No, you know what I'm saying. You gotta remember to be better. You can't get stuck in your own hole for your whole
whoa,
life. You gotta want to be better. You know.
got to. You gotta want it.
I
Yeah.
think it's back to self awareness because if you don't know that you need it, how are you gonna want it?
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's the first
Because I
thing,
thought
you
I
know,
was
with
right.
emotional intelligence. Awareness is the first thing, and then it's
Yeah. Because
regulation.
I thought I was right for 3 relationships and I was wrong.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
Well, what
So
can
we
you
can still think
elaborate a
we
little
right,
bit?
even if we did all the
You
work
think
in
can
the
you
world.
elaborate?
Can you
Still
elaborate
gamble.
a little bit on, like, without getting
Yeah.
into so much detail, how
Yeah.
you were wrong?
Yeah. I thought that a man was supposed to make me feel good about myself.
Oh,
So I
man.
was needy, low self esteem, jealous. Why are you looking at her? What about me?
Ooh, she being real. You
All of
belong in
that,
this
right?
accountability room.
And I was a whole 10. I ain't gonna lie, I was all that. But I didn't see it. I didn't even know I was beautiful.
You are.
Yeah,
Yes, you are.
wow.
Fine as hell, but I didn't see it.
Come on.
Wow.
Look, listen to me. Now she fine as hell.
I see it now though.
You are.
So,
You
in
are.
other words, it had nothing to do with him, and what you realized it was all about you.
Yeah, I was holding them responsible for making me happy every day.
Wow.
That's too much.
Mm.
Wow, that's big, man.
And I didn't know to fix it because I didn't see it existed.
I get it. I totally get it. I mean, being transparent, you know what I'm saying? I know why my marriage failed. I know why my relationships failed because I looked at my wife trying to put my mom into my wife, not my wife into my wife.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to take my mom and bring her to my wife, and that wasn't even the case. I had to look at my wife as my wife at that time that I was married. So I looked at it totally wrong, and I get what she's saying. Totally wrong. It was about me. It was about me trying to fix something that I should have fixed a long time ago.
Well, the reason why I didn't get find the love of my life until I was like in my 50s was because um, I I I thought I was all that. I thought it was about me, and because I really had to grow up and to understand that. And in fact, I wrote a song about it. It says, I was looking for one of God's angels' faces in places she would never be. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
and 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 I was looking for a love that I had never given before.
Right.
You
Right.
know, and I really had to go through some time of isolation, a period of isolation, and then that's when I found my wife. You know.
That's true. That is true. Look, man,
Who robots talking?
I
all
don't
of
know
these
what they're doing.
I'm
Babe, don't worry about
going
it.
to tell you
Just
that you
relax,
are the
man.
best. Let's validate your feelings. Yeah.
man, that's crazy. This is a good live. I enjoyed it,
Most
but
definitely.
I definitely got to get off because I got some things I supposed to have been doing over an hour ago.
Uh,
You know what I mean?
Gotta be, man. Be addicted
You
to
know,
that growth, man. That education,
yeah,
It's
shoot,
an
you never
addiction.
lie. I got to do some reading and some more research because that driving thing got me. I'm stuck on that driving thing because I didn't know
Oh
that.
yeah, that's great.
You know what
What
Yep.
I'm
you
saying?
researching, Kev?
Well, I mean, you know what I mean? Driving. That part when you said driving, you could tell a person's character. I mean, shoot. I definitely got to look that one because,
Yep.
uh,
How they treat other people, you can tell too. How
Yep.
they talk behind their cousin's back and about their mama and all that stuff. That says a lot. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? So them all the
And how
same.
they talk about their ex.
Oh yeah. Oh,
You notice
don't
yeah,
I
get
didn't say
there.
I didn't
Don't
say
get
anything
there.
bad about my ex.
yeah.
Every. Yep.
Hey, that's true. Oh, wow. That
Yeah.
is absolutely true.
Oh wow. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I hear a lot of people talking about that. He this, she that.
He that.
Yeah,
Right. She that. He that. She that. I'm perfect. Okay.
Right. That's red
Say
flag.
less, red flag. I'm out of there. Say no more.
yeah, yeah, Henri, you did bring up a good, valid point. I never, until you said that, I never would have thought that in a million years. Look at a person's drive.
it's just them without them thinking about being them.
Hmm.
Wow.
Mm.
Damn.
Now
Man, I can't
that
wait till that morning.
is an eye
N-
opener.
Now that I think about it, I vetted good. The guys that vetted me didn't.
Ooh.
You
They were
facts,
fine.
Ooh.
facts.
Shut
Wait,
up,
what?
Kevin.
That's right. I
But no,
get it.
well, no, not like that. I was about to say, y'all was when you
Shit
was saying in the
tangent
middle of
all
the
the way.
story, I was thinking about that. But you right, they most did. I mean, I started to do sound bad. I'm trying to, but I'm story right. I'm just saying, based off your story, they most definitely missed some signs, right? But
You might be like I'm
that
delivered. I'm
sound
sorry.
bold. I'm not trying to do that,
Yeah.
but you put it out like that. But I wasn't trying to. I'm not trying to make it seem like that. I'm just saying that
Uh,
because I would tear that dude up if it was like that. Like, bro, it's
yeah.
your fault. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
All they saw was a big booty and a smile. That's all
And
They
they
did
should
saw.
have. They
Right.
should have
and
vetted
did
better.
and
You know.
pretty hair.
And
And
they was only
well, they
right.
look. Men don't look at the hair part. You know, we look at your smile and your booty.
That's it.
Right. Your beauty and your booty.
That's it. Your hair. You can be bald headed for all we care. If you
That's
got a nice
true.
rump and you got a nice body, man, you can get. Man, I'm telling you, I've
I
seen
don't know.
some toe
Yeah,
up from
that
the
Vegas
floor
boy
up
the
tight
dope.
women get some good guys. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
don't know, man. Some of my best relationships, as far as friends, is when I took sex out the equation. You know, and
They
there's
don't want
been
to
a
hear
lot
that.
of
They don't want to
times
hear that.
yeah,
when
yeah.
I
I mean, I agree with
when,
that.
when I
I do.
have literally the first, I'm like
Watch the won't disappear. Oh, y'all talking about that now?
when I was dating, right? The one thing that I would start off with was like I'm practicing um, celibacy. It's not celibacy. I forget the terminology that I use
It's
at the
right.
time.
You
Abstinence.
right. You right. If you had
Abstinence.
sex already, it's called
Abstinence. But
celibacy. If you
no,
didn't have sex, it's
no,
called abstinence.
celibacy is not having the actual sex. Period. No kind of any kind.
Mm.
Abstinence is when you're,
Abstaining
you
from
know,
sex.
not having relationships with other people.
Right.
Okay. See, like I can, with all due respect, go into a bathroom and, do whatever I want to do, you know, and that would not be celibacy. Okay. Celibacy is the act of not having sex.
Mm.
When I say abstinence, I mean, you know, I was practicing abstinence because there was a time prior to that where I was, sexually engaged, and then I decided to not have sexual relations, and that made me abstinent. I don't know if I was celibate at the time because I didn't know how far I was going to go with it, you know. But it just sort of, as soon as you say abstinence, it either triggers or or sends somebody.
Mm. It
What?
Right.
loses control. So you trying
But
to say I can't enjoy myself? That's sad that we
But-
live in this type of world. That's considered enjoying myself. Like it ain't other things in this world you can do.
Right. But
yeah,
I can't
one
have
thing
fun.
about it, even as a man, if you're dating and you're practicing abstinence and celibacy, you know what I mean. You're still gonna look. You're still gonna visualize.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Saying if we can not look at the person's body and look at the person's mind, then we probably would be a lot better off. But that's going to be a hard thing to do,
But
to
no,
stop
no,
looking at the body.
Kev, I got to disagree with you because a lot of times when I was younger, I found my eyes falling towards people's anatomy when I should be looking them in their face, and it bothered me to the point of embarrassment to where I wanted to change it. So when I meet somebody or see somebody, I'm looking dead in their face. I want to make sure that they understand I'm looking in their face, you know.
Right. But when
So,
you,
Until they walk away.
but when
Right. When
you,
they
but
walk
when a,
away, what you doing?
right, when even when you're walking away, even when a person is coming towards you, you see
Kevin.
them from head to toe. It ain't like you're looking the person right in their face. Because when they're walking towards you, you see them you would check them out from physically, from their head to their toe. Yeah,
It's automatic. Bro. I was about to say
I
you
guess
play
I
that.
guess there was a time, but I mean, I don't. Maybe now at my age and a little bit earlier, it just wasn't. I outgrew it. I guess, it's not about the anatomy anymore. There comes a time when it's,
Tell me them powers.
huh?
Right.
You
Tell
don't
me
see a
them
fat
things.
booty first before they walk up to you and you look in their eyeballs. My bad. Oh, you
I
said
mean,
what?
look, man, I can tell you some stories, man. I've been in the thick, man, and I just, I just realized what decisions are mine. Of course, there's been times when I turned around and said, "Damn," you know.
Man, I can't. The reason why I can't believe that because that's like a lack of awareness type situation. There's no
Right.
way we can train our mind to do that. Because
Well,
that's like
No.
saying that
hold
I don't
on,
see a
hold on,
guy with a hand on their pew pew or something like that. I'm looking them staring
hold
in their
on.
face. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's
Mm-mm,
still
that
like
ain't
a
got nothing to
protection
do with
type
it.
thing. Huh?
Somebody with a hand on their pew pew is something totally different.
That's
It's
what I'm
it's
saying.
it's it's it's, it's, it's it's something that if you want to look at be a certain way and not look at something like everybody else,
I feel you. You talking about like okay, you tell like basically like what is that called? Instead of just staring at it a long time, you because I'm trying to explain how it is though, but instead of just sobbing at it like you know what I'm saying like
okay.
that,
Look,
maybe you
let me
just
give an example. Okay,
okay.
we went to a wedding. Me and my wife and with my one of my nephews was getting married. And man, I mean, there was women everywhere. And so I turned to my brother-in-law and I was like, yo, you know how many lights is in this room? Because we had to make an effort to not be checking out these young
Oh
girls.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So,
You talking about checking out? That's what you
we
mean.
made it. No, looking, period. With my wife, my nephew, and his friends are all hanging out. I'm not gonna be there looking at the little young girls there. So we made a joke out of it that we was counting the see the rather than looking at all the women that was there, we was counting the light fixtures, and it was purposely. It was done purposely. I'm with my wife. I ain't there checking out, the bodies. If that was the case, that's all I would be doing was turning my head.
I don't
So
think.
you
I
saying you
don't
never
think
seen
any.
no other fat booty but your wife?
No, not at all. There was a time, but I'm now purposely not looking at fat booties.
So
Not
you
you
never
mixing
look.
purpose in there now.
No,
Yeah.
yes,
I mean.
purposely.
But
Right
you can't
now.
help but see if if you see hips first, that's the first thing. You don't have to stare at all that, but you're going to see it.
Okay,
It's like
okay,
automatic. Your eyes going like,
Well.
you right. It
okay.
don't. It's weird. That's
Well.
unhumanly possible.
I
Right.
believe that there's going to be a time in your lives where you probably understand what I'm saying. I'm not looking to that level. My eyes just straight ahead because I'm focused on something else. I'm focused on getting what I want to get, doing what I'm
Yeah.
doing. So it's just not about, any female. I don't even see most of the people that I walk by, because I'm not that's not what I'm looking for. If I go to the store, like for example, today to get fruit because I want a juice, then I'm zoom to the store to get some fruit. I don't even know who's next to me unless they directly come into my view.
Can I say something?
Hey.
Because I'm a woman. Okay, hold on. If another woman walk past me, and I'm like, oh shoot, she look like she might, she might be like me. I'd be trying to compare. I'd be like, okay, no, she's not. My booty is bigger than hers. Like I look, and I don't want her, but I'm still gonna look because I'm just looking to compare. So,
That's
And
part of
that's
so
human
you.
awareness.
That's you.
You take all human awareness.
Human
yeah, I'm
awareness.
just like,
Human awareness is not human awareness. You want to see what you want to see. I want to see fruit. That's why I'm
So
zeroed in
you
on fruit.
that
So you mean to
so
tell
you
me?
saying if I want oranges only, all I'm gonna see is the oranges, and I'm not gonna see no other stuff around it but the
All right,
orange.
think about it. Think about it though. Think about it. First of all, I got to concentrate because I'm not trying to stay in the damn market all day. I got to concentrate on where the damn fruit is and what kind of fruit I'm looking for. I'm,
Exactly.
I am zeroed in on exactly what I want so I can get back and start juicing.
But you
And
you
and,
already
and
know.
now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. If there is always going to be that occasional person who walks in front of you, but I'm not going to. It's like I am not going to focus on that. I'm not focused
What
on her. I'm just not.
you mixing focusing and seeing, that's two different things. Just like she was saying, seeing versus staring. We
Well,
see stuff, but you don't mean you gotta stare at it.
Okay, but
That's just like
I
humanly
think,
possible, literally.
but see, now we're confusing it because if you focusing, then you looking directly at her butt, like Kevin said. All right. Okay, now you are taking it to another level. You're not just seeing it; you are now looking.
Yeah, and I was only talking about just seeing it. I'm not talking about focusing on nothing. I'm just saying you gonna be able to tell if it's some hips going past. It's just because it's just right in front of you.
Okay.
You decide if you want to stare at it though,
All right.
but you
Okay.
can always look away.
Let me take you someplace else. You at work, right? You got a deadline. Okay. All right. You gotta go and you gotta do this, and you want to make it the best project that you could do. And the only thing that you are concentrating on or even seeing is
I'm talking about zoning out.
what you're expected to do. Now, maybe there are other people who are better than that than I, or other people who are not as good as that as I. But it's sort of like a way of life for me.
I can
Okay.
feel
I
you on
focus
zoning out on certain the predicament, but then again, like zoning out is not good for. It's not a because like that mean that's a lack of awareness, right? Even if you zone out, you only zone in and tune into one thing. So if you only tune into one thing, you're not going to see your surroundings.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying?
maybe he
'Cause
struggled with that
huh?
before.
Hmm?
Maybe he struggled with that before, more so than what we do.
Well, I don't know that it was a struggle, but I know that it was something that was important to me. Maybe having four sisters and six daughters, it's important to show that respect. This one thing I wrote is called "Designed to Be Beautiful." Treat them like they're beautiful. Treat them like your sisters and your mothers. And that I don't know, man. If I'm different like that, I'm not
Respect
gonna.
is not staring at it though.
No, 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 it's different. It's different. It's not about that. It's not about just looking or staring. It's just about treating everybody on an equal level unless you have a reason to not. Unless you decide for whatever reason you're not. So just like
That's
I
like I'm gonna put it this way. This is funny right here. This is what I'm trying to get to. I'm about to be bold with it, right? That's just like your mom, right? Say we got a mama that got a big chest. Is no way. I'm not going to stare at it, but I know my mama have a big chest. Something like that. You see what I'm saying? But of course, that's nasty if I'm gonna sit there and just stare at my mama. Like, oh my goodness! But because it's a body shape, I know body. I see a body shape. If I see
I
my
can't
mama coming
even
past,
relate. I can't even relate to that example, Kev. I got
that don't make sense.
Okay.
It,
Okay. Yeah. It's hard to lock in on a person just the front. You, even if a woman coming towards you and you say, "Damn, she pretty,"
right?
you
How you
see
know she
her.
pretty?
You see her. You see her.
okay.
You see her. You know what I'm saying? You say you look right in her face. You can tell most of the time. Oh, that she ain't cute. You know what I'm saying? You see a pretty woman, you be like, "Damn, she pretty." So you're acknowledging the fact that she's pretty. You see it.
Well, now you're sort of moving the goalposts because we were talking about titties and ass and butts.
Oh well, I wasn't
Now,
talking
But you
about that.
still
That was
see it.
different.
That's all he's saying. Whatever you choose.
hold on for a second. If I see somebody and I directly look into a person's face and my mind says, "Oh, she's pretty," that's natural.
It's
Okay,
natural
but
to
no,
look.
hold on. But for me to deliberately look at someone's anatomy, okay, in other words, to force my eyes to go downward or towards her chest, then that's not natural. That's something you
When a,
chose to do.
when a woman is walking directly to you and you're looking at her face, it so happen you're gonna see her from head to
To
toe.
toe. Right.
You're gonna see that until she gets right into your face. Then you're locked in on her eyes.
Well, I don't know, man.
When
It
when
depends
she's
on where
coming
you're
towards
at.
you,
It
you can
depends
see the
on.
body.
It depends on.
Ain't the
Maybe
type
I
that
don't.
they drop a pin, I only see your face still.
Maybe,
And
maybe
booty in my face. Yeah, yeah.
maybe I don't get out enough, okay?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, definitely.
I don't normally just see women unless I'm at a beach or something like that. Now, if you want to be at a beach and say something, that's possible that you're going to see things. But again, it just goes to show how you're going to handle it.
Okay.
Nope.
So you said you don't get out much. Okay, we'll put it like this: you in
TV.
church. When you in church, and you're walking into the church. The
Mm-hmm.
first instinct is for us to look around and see our surroundings. See, the first thing we want to see, do we recognize anybody in that audience that we know? That's,
I don't
that's
know. That's not.
awareness.
That's not why I would go to church to see who I know.
No, no,
Okay, if I
I'm
go
not
to
saying.
church,
No, no,
if I
I'm
go
not.
to church and if I go to church and I sit down, immediately I'm probably looking at the choir or looking at the whoever's talking, and I'm not really recognizing who's around me.
Okay. So either way, when you walk in that church, when you said you ain't looking around, so you're focused on the church, on the choir. So that means you're looking at somebody that's in that choir that you probably have locked eyes with. You see them, they see you. So you don't see them. You see them. You either gonna see them sitting down or you can see them standing up.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily, because we're just not looking for that, or not, that's not what they're looking for. If I was hanging out like when I used to hang out, yeah, it was all about that. It was all about that.
So
But
I got another one. Let me go. I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna change the gender now. So say if it's a guy with a muscle shirt on, right? Would you be able to tell if a dude is cocky or not, or you just only see his face?
the only time, well, if you're walking past somebody on like a beach or something like that, they got a muscle shirt on. I don't know. Yeah, of course you're gonna see that that he's built. And that's exactly what his frame is. He's actually wanting to be seen for that
Have
reason.
you ever sized another man up?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I'm about to say that's like a natural thing men do anyways.
And when I size the person up, he's getting ready to go to blows.
No matter what, it's just a natural thing. That's what men just do. Just like women, they automatic got that thing in them because it's just like it's like a and that's little still part of a of a protection type mechanism thing, right? It's like judgment, all that stuff. That's how we make judgments and stuff. Like I see a short dude. Of course, I know he's short, so you know what I'm saying. Not like just say to act on something, right? Or say that I'm about to beat him up or something like. It's just an automatic thing we do, especially when we shake each other hand as a hard grip. Is oh, this dude strong. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. That's just natural things that we do. That's what makes us aware
I
or
don't know
observant. It's
that
just stuff we
I
do. It's a
don't. I
huh?
gotta disagree with that being natural, man. I mean, if I meet
If you
somebody for
got
the first,
eyeballs, it's natural.
huh?
If you're not blind, it's a natural thing.
No, no, no.
It's
I'm just saying, like, if I
a
meet
safety
some,
defense thing. That means like you saying, I don't know, a lion is in front of me or something like. I only see his face.
no, no,
He look
no,
like a
no,
cat.
no. Has nothing to do. That wouldn't even work. A lion or an animal, because your spidey sense is gonna kick in. If I'm meeting somebody for the first time, the last thing I'm worried about is how small, tall, or whatever. I want to see, if anything, what the person is about. How they're stacked or not stacked or short or fat means nothing to me. And
So how do
I
you know the difference between a man and a woman then if you just look straight in their face?
How do I know the difference? Well, first, I don't think that I'm trying to notice the difference, you know. And if I come up to somebody and now we have a reason to communicate or cross paths at that point, yeah, maybe yes, I recognize. Of course, this is a woman and this is a man, or whatever we're doing, or whatever transaction we're experiencing together. At that point, yes.
Did you know I had a gray patch on my head?
Yeah, I did. But you know how
What?
long it took me to notice it?
You supposed to be looking straight at my face.
Nah, I mean, all I'm saying is that, do you know how long it took me to notice it?
Wow.
I,
I have a question. Were you always like this, or what was the turning point to make you
I
like
don't
this?
know. I guess it was that that period of isolation that made me see things a little differently. I used to party hard. Oh my God, our little studio in Philadelphia. Man, we drank and then went out and drank, and we partied so hard that went down to Chinatown and ate, and we all had a good time. But then there was a time for things that happened differently. I became a single parent, and you
How do
know
you watch TV? I wonder.
I,
Oh,
Hey, I'm
How
about to
do I
go.
watch TV?
Hey, I don't mean to cut y'all off, man. Hey, listen, I'm about to go, kid. I got to go
Oh yeah,
run some.
right. Because I forgot this young in there.
Yeah,
All right, for
man, it's
sure,
crazy.
BK, man. I
But I'll holler at you
appreciate
later
you,
on, my
brother.
brother. Oh, you
Oh
already
All
yeah.
know
right,
it.
man.
All right.
Bye.
Hey, Henri, I'll talk to you later, my brother.
All right, my man.
Hey, Rashida, Rashida,
Yes,
Rash-
yes. Nice meeting you.
hey, nice meeting you too. And I gave you a follow. Hope you follow me back. And hopefully we'll jump into this live again and we all have a good conversation.
Oh yeah,
I love
for sure, man. Accountability here, man. We the
you.
accountability team.
Of
Well,
course.
tell
Yeah,
me
no
about again
judgment.
about the TV thing.
No
How do I
judgment.
watch? What do you mean? How do I watch TV?
I'm
No,
gone.
I was just saying, like, do you not focus or do you not notice like uh different shapes and people and uh
You turned the channel.
No, that's not it at all. My TV's on. My TV's on practically all day. I just don't watch it unless it's something like a news article I hear or something like that. It's on. I mean, people are people. Let me tell you something. I told my wife if I'm not used to seeing T and A, and at this point, I mean, it has to be some sort of growth factor to where it just says, you know, it's a T, it's an A, and that's it, you know.
Mhm.
And maybe it's just at the level I am. I'm not gonna apologize for being there. I just don't put too much. I just don't put too much into it. Now, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't mean that much to me anymore.
Mm.
What stopped it? What changed? Did you wake up one day and was like, "Oh, you became a single father"? Is that what you said?
I became a single father of four, and there was just so much more to life, man. Not only a single parent of four, but then losing my primary source of income, and then being homeless with them, and literally having to have faith in God and watch him reverse everything. It just showed me so many different things. There's so much more important things than TNA or what somebody looks like or how, you know, uh, seeing that, seeing a certain part of a person anatomy. I'm telling you, I purposely went through a long period of just it started with the book A Purpose Driven Life, and it took me way out of who I was
Mhm.
and made me see things differently. And I guarantee you, y'all might not understand it now, but I do think there'll come a time in your life where you see it's possible. And I always tell people this: you're gonna change your mind about every situation at least 3 times in your life.
It might just be the way you're articulating it too, though, that we're
It's
not
possible.
comprehending.
It's possible because I'm so
Yeah.
comfortable with it. And maybe I should also add, there's not times where it doesn't slip, but it's just something that I try to have control over. Y'all got to hear this song. I'm gonna really go work on it, man, because it says designed to be beautiful. It's like, you know, one of the lyrics is, yeah, your curves are designed to drive a man crazy, but a real man is not going to respond if you're not his baby.
Right. Responding is different than
Well,
noticing.
and then I'm sorry, I just in reciting this song, I forget the word that I actually use in this song, but it's just I believe we have to look at women as men differently than what we have, and the only person that I need to be concerned about is the one that's concerned about me. I'm gonna concentrate on her. Now, yeah, there's gonna be times where I might slip up and see something or see another woman, but it's not a practice. It's not something that I purposely try to be aware of that. Let's put it like that.
You avoid lusting, but looking and lusting is two different things. I think you're talking about lusting.
Mm, and lusting is a little more like by design. you know, and I I just want to treat everybody on the same level. I walk up to you, I'm not seeing your T or your A. I'm not seeing none of that. When I walk up to you, I'm seeing you as a person for the first time, and wherever that takes us, hopefully on a business or a friendship level, then that's that.
Yeah.
But
If somebody says, "Hey, you just talked to Rashida," yeah. Did she have big titties? You're gonna know,
well, you know what though? I would be offended at that question.
but you still would know.
Um, yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. If I've been up that close with whatever the name was, yes, but it's just not something that I would have concentrated on.
That's
And
we
now, if
we not
you
saying.
asked me how big they were, I probably would have to tell you I don't know.
Yeah, big is big, so it's okay. But yeah, we didn't say concentrate or focus or stare. We're just saying you can't not look. They're right there in your face.
Okay, all right.
If you see my
Well,
chin, you see my titties. I mean, what you gonna do? Turn the other way.
if I see All right,
My
but
chin.
if I practice looking in your eyes because it means something to me, because like I told you, I thought it was embarrassing at one point in my life to where I could understand how somebody would feel with me not looking directly at them while we're talking, and my eyes would shift to their breasts. Yeah,
Oh,
that's a practice.
You're talking about
that
focusing, but yeah, I get it. I get it. You're
even
different, but I'm
with
gonna
that,
read that
that's
book.
dangerous, man. Because if you only
Danger?
looking at their eyes and nothing else, that mean they can have some a knife in their hand. They can have something, and you just so focused on their eyes, you ain't paying attention to nothing else.
Well, I mean, I know when I'm in a fight.
What
So,
the?
so if she got a knife in her hand, I mean, it had to be something
She
a
like,
little.
no, focus in my face. Don't worry about this. I got something for you.
I'm
Nah,
gonna I'm gonna read that book. What was the
I
name of it?
love that you trained. I get to
for the
steal your
good life.
wallet.
What you say? Well, I was saying, what was the name of that book that you were saying?
It sort of gave me. I was reading that in the Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Meyer, um, and it sort of just made me see other levels to life. Y'all don't understand how I used to party and how I thought I was that dude who, you know, I I just had that game back in the day, and y'all just don't understand where I was, okay? And it just made me understand that there's so much more. There's so much more. We can't even fathom what all the things that are meaningful should be meaningful in our lives. This is really minute.
Minute. All right, y'all. I gotta call it, man. It's about that time for me, man. I spent some good hours on here, man. Some good talks and all that, man. I love it. I love it.
Well, I hope I
Probably
didn't.
see me on
I
Wednesday.
hope I didn't change the direction of it, man.
Oh no, this was
Oh
great.
no,
I learned a lot.
on the love for sure, for sure, for sure. I just gotta go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I appreciate the conversation
Oh yeah,
anytime.
for sure, brother, man.
Oh, let me follow
Appreciate it.
you.
Yeah, please.
Oh, I'm already following you. Okay. All
And
right.
don't look at her. I don't talk
Kevin is
about
so petty.
I know, but I can
Pay
expect it from
attention.
Kim.
Pay attention to follow, not the person that's following.
He's so crazy.
Oh man.
I would that wouldn't be Kevin if he didn't say that. You know
I
what I'm saying?
see.
All right, CD. Right. You know. Like, what the heck happened to Kevin? He ain't bring nothing back up. All right, y'all, man. I appreciate y'all,
All right,
man.
bro.
Maybe Wednesday. I'm gonna see though. I'm probably be on Wednesday though.
All
All
right, good
Maybe
right.
night, y'all.
Good
for
night.
sure, man. All right, Rashida.